be honest. I'm not feeling this Blessing versus Nick Walker thing. I don't. What's your take on that?
Blessing is huge.
I thought it was interesting for like a week or two, but it dragged on for a couple months. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Nick again. I was so impressed with him last fall at the Chicago Pro for his pro debut where he took fourth. The kid looked great. And Blessing's got an excellent physique too. Very, very nice shape, beautiful tapered waist. He's been working on his hamstrings. They were definitely a lagging area. But I agree with you because for a couple months, they were more popular. They were being spoken about more than people like Big Ramy.
Yeah.
You know, it was almost like they overshadowed everything else in the industry because we had nothing going on.
Yeah.
And I could see a feud between maybe like last year between like, or let's just say now, maybe like, say Phil Heath and Big Ramy or Brandon Curry and Big Ramy. Say those two were having some sort of a rivalry, a beef back and forth. That would be legitimate because these are Olympia champions. I just thought it was being given a little bit too much attention for what they've done. Nick's very good, but he's only done one pro show. Blessings has yet to do a pro show. So I hear you. It got to be a bit too much.
I don't think Blessings even competed since
2017.
17.
Yeah.
That's when he got the Boogieman out, didn't he, from Redcon? And I actually met Blessing when that came out.
The Boogieman. Oh, because he's not shot, isn't he?
Yeah, like one of those little pre-workouts because I saw him at one of the UK shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I remember he hasn't competed in a while. So yes, I agree. Too much attention is given to this.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like all. I mean, thing is though, do you think they're in on it, or do you think that they genuinely like are just doing it because they know it'll generate publicity for themselves, or I don't know. Personally, I don't know what it is, but I cringe. Like like back in but it generates so much fan interest. I think when there's nothing going on, I think the fans will just get hold of anything they can. You know. Back
in the old days, remember Craig Tice versus King Kamali?
Yes. Oh God, I was at the 2001. My first Olympia was 2001. And I was sat there, and then Kerry Kays from the UK came and sat next to me, and he says, "Giles," he says, "your first Olympia?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Yeah, I've been to like 10 or 15 or something." And he says, "Giles," he says, you're going to fall asleep. They're so boring." And then literally 2 minutes later, it just exploded. And then Sean Ray had the thing with that judge, and it was just all kicking off. And he said, "Sod's law." He said it should be absolutely the best, most interesting press conference ever. It was just, it was like, I don't know. But I'll be honest. In terms of certainly the New York Pro, I'm really rooting for Hassan Mustafa and Justin Rodriguez. Those are I think they could be 1 and 2. But I don't know. Nick Walker, what I saw recently, Nick Walker, he's really leveled up as well, his physique. I think, I was more when I saw him with the North Americans, I was impressed, but I didn't think he would be as big a factor as he was and look as good as he did. So like you said, you saw him at Chicago, he was sensational. I mean, really impressive, and he's only getting better. But personally, I've got a feeling if because Hassan's now training at Flex Lewis's gym, I've got a feeling he's really gonna look. Yeah, who are you rooting for?
I don't know.
Hassan, Justin.
Hassan looks pretty good. Hassan looks very good. If you see his Instagram right now, he's almost ready now. It looks like.
But it all comes down to the structure, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean structure. Justin's got a prettier structure and overall shape. Hassan's just loaded with really full round muscle. It's freaky. We first saw him in Tampa, 2019, I think it was. Was it 2018 or 2019? And 2019. Wow, that was his first year competing. He'd only done, I think, Indy or something, and then Tampa.
Yep.
Very, very impressive. So he just needs it's conditioning with him. If Aceto brings that guy in shredded and dry, it's lights out as far as I'm concerned.
Who does he remind you of physique-wise?
I see a little bit of Rolly in him, Rolly Winkler, with the fullness and the roundness. I see shades of Ramy with the legs. I don't know. Who does he remind you of?
A little bit like Lee Priest.
Yeah, a little taller Lee.
Yeah, but with more detail, with even more detail.
Yeah, because he's not the widest. If you look at the structure, he's not super wide in the clavicles. Yeah. But man, he packs just like Lee. Priest isn't very wide, but just packs so much muscle on top of that frame, so thick and round.
If Hassan could get his waistline like Lee Priest's was when he lifted his arms up, then I think you've got a top 6 Olympia guy.
Yeah, I agree. He certainly has the potential.
Definitely. And Justin as well, because Justin switched coaches, isn't he? He's gone from... Who's he gone
to? AJ Sims to Abdullah Alutabi. Didn't he go back to
Abdullah's prepping him.
Is it am I wrong? Sometimes I get mixed up.
All I know is he's left AJ Sims, which I don't know why, because obviously he was doing very well with him. AJ was really bringing him in well.
Well, last I heard, Akeem Williams left Oscar Ardone for AJ Sims.
Yeah.
A couple months ago, Logan Franklin left AJ Sims for Milos.
Hang on. I've got Justin Miller. Who's gone to Justin Miller? I think has Akeem gone to Justin Miller? Who's...
No, I heard Akeem. Didn't I just say who he went to?
Yeah.
He went to AJ Sims, Cement Factory.
I thought he went to the guy who preps George Peterson.
Did he go to Justin? I'm basing this on a thread in Muscular Development No Bull Forum that I saw a couple days ago.
Right. Okay.
It's not always 100% accurate what people report in there, so you could be right. Yeah, but I mean, it's I don't fault these guys for switching coaches if they just want to try a different approach and see if that makes a difference with their physique. Why not?
Yeah. Oh well.
We'll
yeah. I suppose. Yeah. I mean, I really Justin Rodriguez. I think he's one to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've been singing his praises for a couple of years now. We've been seeing him at a lot of shows where it was at that Arnold that we were really impressed with him, where I think he was 5th or 6th one year.
7th. He was 7th in 2018. 17th in 2018, but he was like really like showing serious potential there.
Wow.
Yeah. He had just come back from Kuwait, I think, at that point.
Yeah. Also, what do you think about Flex Lewis's new gym? Because I think that's going to be the new mecca, mate.
Oh, absolutely. It's because everyone's been moving to Las Vegas over the past decade or so anyway. So I think it was a great move for him to take his gym from Florida to Las Vegas. And I haven't seen it. I want to, when I get over to Vegas, I definitely want to make a trip over there. But it looks enormous, so well equipped. I don't know. I never went to the original Dragon's Lair either, but I believe this is much, much larger.
Yeah, this is Dragon's Lair 2.0 kind of thing. It looks amazing. He's had all the big names in there, from like Laura Lee, Chapadas, and Sean. Ashley Colpos has been in there. They've been training. But will it be the mecca, because the Olympia is moving to Florida again this year, isn't it? So isn't it considered quite a bad move to move it to Vegas, or is it just
I think the Olympia will come back to Vegas.
Okay.
I think it has to stay in Florida now, just because of the situation we're in with travelers. Not travel, I shouldn't say. That's not the problem. It's the public gatherings and sporting events, because Nevada is still not open up 100%. I think they're opening up soon, though. I think they're gradually opening up. Yeah. So it's too late. I think they're already committed to Orlando again. But I could see the Olympia going back to Las Vegas, because I remember we had this argument before, and I ended up agreeing with you. The Las Vegas is a more appropriate backdrop for the Olympia. It's the glitz and the glam, and it's sort of an entertainment capital. It makes more sense. Orlando's more of like a family vacation destination.
A lot of athletes I'm speaking to on Globe Muscle, though, they're loving Orlando. They're saying they're happy that it's going to be in Orlando this year.
Yeah, I like Orlando, but I'm old and I'm not a Vegas fan. I'm not a high roller. I don't have all the suits and the pinky rings and all that. So.
Do you remember the 2010 Olympia when we kidnapped Kevin Levrone?
You kidnapped Kevin Levrone?
I do.
We do. It was a good night, wasn't it?
What did you do? Why did you do that?
Well, he was it was kind of Saturday night after the Olympia, and we went up to some bodybuilding.com after party, and it was kind of like, I was like, so we're getting a few drinks down us, and then came back downstairs into the lobby. I went down for some reason, and Kevin was like on the phone arguing with someone on the phone, and he was by himself. And I was like, Kevin, what are you doing? I'm like, what are you doing Saturday night in Vegas? It's like, this is the best night of the year. It's right after the Olympia. Everyone's hyped up. Everyone wants to party. And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I went, right, you come with me. So we went and grabbed a limo, and you were there, and your wife Janet as well. And we just basically and I kind of you guys were waiting in the limo, and then I opened the door and I said, guys, look who I've got. And then I just went and I just chucked Kevin Levrone in the back, and it was like, everyone was like, what the, because Zach was with us, Zach Kahn was with us. It was like, what the hell? Right. Where'd you find him? Yeah. We were singing, and I was doing the cocktail barman thing. I was making, because he liked vodka and cranberry. So I was chucking the ice cubes in the air, and you think they're falling everywhere, because I was so drunk, and it was, That was a good night. That was a really good night.
It was, man. I lost my wallet, but luckily the restroom attendant found it, because I have a bad habit of losing my wallet when I drink too much vodka, and I did lose it, but thank God, because we had to be on a plane, I think, like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
So not having my wallet would have been a real issue.
I lost my shoe.
You lost a shoe. I think
you got it.
Ron wins.
What?
You got it back though, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it back. Yeah, I found it.
Oh, thank goodness. Don't scare me like that.
Wow, people are very giving.
But that was the yes, they are. That was at the Wynn. That was at the Wynn Hotel, where they had all the cabanas in the water and the bars. Yep. They'd have like a bar in the middle of the swimming pool. So it'd be like knee length. You could walk in, and it was strange. It was in a cabana, and everything. All the drinks were free, and I think there's a song there somewhere.
Yeah.
Drinks are free. But so that was a good night. That was And then Kevin and my phone wasn't working because Zach Khan and Kevin Levrone were doing like a little mini pose down, and I mean phones it was 2010. Phones were shit back then with the cameras and stuff. So, but
today you would have live streamed that today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would have IG lived it, on MD. So yeah, but okay then, mate. Well, also, I mean, we obviously know who's in this episode because we've pre-recorded it, but we've got William Bonac and Ruli Winkler.
Wow. Yeah, I think I saw you sent me a little picture. They're on together at the same time.
Yeah, on together. Yep, they're buddies.
Yeah,
they're buddies.
Well, they live close to each other. Is Rolly back in Amsterdam or Rotterdam?
No, he's it's not Curacao. It's is it Aruba? Is it Aruba?
Oh, Curacao. He is from Curacao.
Yeah, he's in Curacao, and but they see each other at Christmas because they're good friends. Because obviously they were both from Rotterdam. In fact, I remember when MD sent me to Rotterdam in 2010 and 2011 to get some photos and video of Rolly and all those guys at the Bodies gym. It was in Rotterdam, and I forgot my story. What was I saying? Oh yeah, sorry. Anyway, and Robbie, and I was filming and everything, and then a guy called Robbie Lee even came over. He came over with Barry DeMay. And he came over and he said, Giles, he said, this was 2010, the first time I went. And he said, Giles, he said, look, he says, Rolly's amazing. He says, but he said, there's another guy. He said, another guy across town. He said, he's kind of like, he's not part of this group, but he trains by himself in this gym and there's no other bodybuilders. And his name's William Bonac and he's really good. And I guarantee he'll be turning pro soon. And he said, he's definitely one to look out for. And I said, yeah, he's not as good as Rolly though, is he? Not Ruli, sorry, I keep getting told off. He said, he's not
Ruli.
Yeah.
Ruli.
I've been told off twice now in the last few months.
That's right. His real name is Rulov. Rulove. Rulov.
Isn't it Etienne or something? Etienne.
Yeah, Roulon Etienne Winkler.
Oh, that's pretty.
What accent's that, mate?
It's my Dutch. Come on,
That's not Dutch, mate. That's not Dutch.
You know, it's funny. Whenever I ask British people to do an American accent, you always do a Southern accent.
Sucks. I can do Boston.
Can you do it? Let's hear it.
I can do Boston.
Say wise guy.
How far do you got to go to get those scissors over there?
Oh my god.
That's Welsh, isn't it?
No, that's Boston.
Oh, okay.
Park my car in Harvard Yard. Yeah.
yeah. What was I saying? That's it. Yeah. So and the other time I got told off was by Kevin Levrone.
It's Levrone.
He sent me a voice note, telling me off on
Levrone.
WhatsApp.
I speak to him all the time, and I'm constantly asking him because I think he says it both ways. I think he says Levrone sometimes and Levrone other times. No, but I'm pretty sure it is Levrone.
He said it's Levrone because he sent me a message. Giles, he's bro. He says, for years you've been calling me Kevin Levrone. It's Italian. It's Levrone.
Levrone.
Yeah. So I got told off and put in my place. And then Rolly, before we were filming the time. Well, not this time, but the time before. And he says, it's Ruli. But I like Rolly. I think Rolly sounds Rolly.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I mean, it's ROE. It should say O. To me, that says Rolly when I see it written.
Ruli.
Not Ruli. Ruli. That's
how, if you listen to them, his family and those people around him, they say Ruli. Yeah. Ruli.
Have you ever seen Ruli train?
No.
Not in person, only in videos.
Very impressive, mate. Very impressive.
Yeah. He's so big, it's amazing he can even move,
I mean, this was back in 2011, so it was before even really supersized, And I tell you what, I watched him train and filmed him and photographed him, and I mean, that guy trains really, really hard, mate.
Nice.
No, I remember hearing Nathan Dasha talk about training legs with him, and I was almost skeptical that he wasn't telling me that. It sounded ridiculous. Like they were doing like 1,500 pound leg presses, and then he'd go from there right over to a squat with 500 and do like 20 reps. And I'm like, come on, Nathan, this is ridiculous. But I believe him. Looking at them, I do believe it. Just what I've seen them on video, I don't think he was exaggerating.
Did you get hold of Nathan because you wanted to get hold of him?
No, but you said he's probably got a new number. But I figured I'd leave that to you, mate, because
okay,
you probably want to talk about the gyms opening up over there. That's kind of a big deal for you guys.
Yeah, it's been open up for a whole week now.
Yeah, I've had one training session back.
Yeah, I feel for. I think Canada, parts of Canada are shut down again.
Oh God,
they can't get to the gym.
I gotta say, Ron, I'm loving your training videos.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm loving them.
So you're the one who likes them.
Yeah, of course. I think they're great. I think you've got good tips and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I can get when my son's there and I can get him to film me, I get those. But when I'm on my own, I'm not gonna go. Hey, buddy, come here. Can you film this for me? No, I don't do. Yeah, so I'll do more of those. Ron Harris Muscle, everybody. At Ron Harris Muscle.
At Ron Harris Muscle. Make sure you go like his training videos.
Yes.
I like them.
You like them?
Yeah, and I also like all the throwback photos. I do. I think that's cool. It's nice to see like your journey. I do. I like to see your journey.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a hell of a journey. He's been around years, this guy.
No, it's cool.
Lauren, how old are you, Lauren? Can I ask? Is this a sore subject?
No.
Get your ID out.
Yeah, I get asked for that all the time now. I'm 29.
28.
29,
I'm turning 29 in a month.
Say you're 28.
I'm 28.
Don't say you're a year older than you are when you're not.
It's closer, so it's like average.
So I definitely put up pictures that are older than you, for sure.
Oh, brilliant. Ron, we've got a guest in 10 minutes. So
okay, it sounds like they're here doing my lawn. I don't know if you can hear that.
I can hear
horrifying. Yeah, so the good time to wrap it up.
Good.
Great chat with you guys. Kaleem, Lauren, Giles, and those donuts look delicious.
Yeah.
I wish I could snap them up out of the screen right now. They look good.
I like your Walking Dead t-shirt as well, mate.
Thank you. Yeah, they're on hiatus again. It's Fear the Walking Dead, and of course, Walking Dead World Beyond will be coming back soon too. Everybody.
Is Negan still alive?
Oh yeah, Negan's still alive. I guess you're way behind.
Yeah, really.
They actually, you know what? Go on demand because they finally did Negan's origin story.
Oh wow!
They showed how he became Negan, basically.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they showed him and his wife back in the. You'll see it. It's worth the wait. Trust me.
I went to a comic mart a few years ago, and because I like to buy the key issues, and someone said, "What's that Walking Dead comic up there?" And he said, "Well, look, this is the comic with a new character called Negan." And in a few weeks, he's going to be coming into the TV series. And obviously, that was what, 2016? Because that was when they all got clonked on the head, because that was awful. That's a day I'll never forget. That was awful.
Poor Glenn.
Poor Glenn. I went pop.
Yeah, I stopped watching it from that moment.
Yeah. So I bought that comic thinking, because he said, no, this is the one you want to get. This is the one that'll go up in value because this Negan's going to be a pretty big character.
Yeah. So. And he certainly was. He was definitely the best villain I think that series ever had.
Yeah. And did you know that what's his name? The guy with the baddie but goodie, the guy with the burnt face.
Oh, yeah. I know who you mean.
That's J.M. Mannion's cousin.
No way.
Yeah. What the hell's that character's name?
I forgot his name.
Yeah, that's J.M.'s. I think it's his nephew. It's his nephew.
Yeah.
Go Mannion.
Yeah. Go Mannions. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yep. Cool. I can't think of his name, but yeah, the guy with the burnt face, that's him. Dwayne? No, something like that.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah.
All right, then, mate. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you to Lauren. Thank you to Kaleem, our wonderful producer. And I'm not eating those donuts. And so I'll speak to you very soon, Ron.
Yes, thanks for having me, guys.
All right, then, Ron.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Cheers, mate.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Ron.
Yeah, but let's mention one more guy.
Come on, Milos.
No, we have to mention Dexter Jackson, right? We didn't mention him in the direct rivalry, but here's a guy that was 15 top 5 Mr. Olympias about, right? Mm-hmm. He won, he was second, and all that.
He had more than 15.
More than 15.
He's done 20 Olympias. He was He was out of the top 5 the first year.
Yeah.
In 2000, in 99, he was out of the top 5 in 2000. He was out of the top 5 in 2001, and he was in the top 5 starting 2002. So 18 years top 5.
Yeah.
No. 1 year he was out. 2 years ago he was out. 17.
I wrote
16.
He sat 1 year out.
2011 he wasn't. Okay. 2011 he was not in top 5.
Yes,
So he had 16 top 5 finishes.
Yeah, but you know, it's amazing how you remember everything. But what is important now to build also on what Dennis and I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
In Flex, in UK Flex edition, I did my Words of Wisdom column 2003, and my topic was Ronnie versus Dexter 2003. Ronnie as his biggest best, right? I said, okay, if you compare the physiques, Ronnie beat Dexter in one department in the size.
Sorry, what year are you talking on Dexter? You got 2003 Ronnie. What year have you got Dexter? 2008?
Yeah, Dexter won 2008 for sure.
Okay,
2009.
Okay.
What? But I was talking about comparison.
Yeah.
Talking about in 2003, Dexter was like not a top contender, right?
No, he was third. He was third in 2003.
Third, yeah, correct. Goddamn encyclopedia. Yeah, he was third. But I compare him, and if you find that UK magazine, you can read it. I was completely in favor of judging physiques like Dexter's, like back in the day. How did Frank Zane win 3 Olympia titles? Why, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's the beauty of the sport. You know, this is what it should be judged. Thankfully now, they're giving to aesthetic physiques. So Phil Heath, Sean Roden, now Brandon, yes. But again, is that if I'm a judge, what do I do when Ramy shows up freaky in condition? Okay? It's going to be the same 93, history. Dorian overpowers. It's more mass definition, V-taper, everything. So it is possibility that he can win. So I don't know, how the judges are really judging. But, I mentioned this in your show. There is no way that Miss Olympia shows should be judged 6 people at a time. Okay, Dennis, if you're watching 6 guys and they have 10 seconds each pose, can you compare first and second, first and third, first and fourth, first and fifth?
No, that's why I don't understand why they changed it. Before it used to be 3.
3, yeah, exactly.
And I remember, and you'll probably remember that too. 2001 Arnold Classic.
Yeah, you were compared like goddamn.
Remember when in the morning when somebody came to the room to look at me, and I was very confident. That was the year Ronnie competed at the 2001 Arnold. But that was a good look for me.
That Flex magazine front cover of you and Ronnie, that was unbelievable.
First call out, 2 people only. Ronnie and Chris Cormier. They didn't even call me in the first call out. Yeah. They did not put me next to these guys until the next call out.
Yeah. And okay, Giles, can we talk about this? Because Dennis said important thing. Okay, first call out, and head judge is calling only 2 guys, letting everybody else know
1 and 2.
These are the 2 guys on for a first place. He's not putting a guy that plays third and deserves to be there. He puts him away. So for many years, which I know Wayne DeMilla was telling me this all the time, when somebody is dangerous, they don't put them there. They exclude them, because if you are actually having actual comparisons, there is thousands of photos, they're going to show up videos, and then the audience is going to go berserk. So many times they would put him away. So I don't agree with the 6. It's too many. Okay, 2 can be at the end if it's a tiebreaker.
Yes. And never as a first call out. You should bring out 2 people. You should have it as a final call out, because by then the judges know what we're looking for. The audience knows who the top 2 are, and I think that's when you should do it. But you should never do that as a first call out. Never bring out just 2 people.
I wish they would do it like they did before my time, where they literally called 3 and they put 1 back,
correct,
put another one in, put another one back, put another one in, literally compare them, all of them. Yeah. The top 6, 7 were all compared individually with 3 guys. Yeah. And they don't do that no more. Now there's the first call out and there's the last call out. If the first call out is the same as the last call out, you already know what's happening.
Yeah. True. Okay, can we move on to the next topic? I want to talk about the most underrated bodybuilder in the Mr. Olympia from 1995 onwards. Dennis, who's yours?
Oh, the most underrated bodybuilder.
95 onwards at the Olympias. Who's the first name that pops into your head and why?
I don't know. Shit.
Yes, you do.
Who was underrated?
I was give you 3.
Huh?
I will give you 3 names.
Hold on. I'm going. Let me go up to where I know where I was there.
Come
on. Well, okay. One come to mind. That his physique, I loved his physique. 95. I never understood why he didn't place higher.
Who?
That was Charles Clement.
Oh,
that was my first choice.
That's one. I absolutely loved his physique.
Well, he got 7th in 93. He got 7th.
From front to back, it was, for me, was unbelievable how he cannot place higher.
But do you think that he never really nailed his condition after 93? I felt like
he nailed his condition. He did the Olympia one year where his condition was so spot on. He looked like he was skinless.
Yeah, but that was 93. He took 7th place. And after that, his condition got worse every single year because he never duplicated that 93 condition again. Because you're right, 7th place. He had a beautiful physique. Won all the Grand Prix that year on 93. Beat Kevin Ravone, beat Flex Wheeler, Sonny Schmidt, Milos. So tell us.
He did beat Flex Wheeler in the 93.
93.
And Kevin Ravone. So he was phenomenal. I agree with you. That would be my number 1 choice. I have 2 more. I think you're going to agree with these 2 also. Aaron Baker. Aaron Baker and Thierry Pastel.
Oh, yes.
Aaron Baker, I agree. Yeah. But there had to be some political issues at the end with him. I think from him moving into the WBF.
WBF, yeah. So
that probably hurt his career to the max.
So the 1995 Olympia, Aaron Baker was 9th place. He was 12th place in 1994. So I think personally he could have been around where Vince Taylor was, around 5th place. I think he deserved to be top 6 in 1995. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a cartoon character. He has so much mass, round muscle base, crazy back, crazy arms, crazy legs, everything. Arnold, point out at his calves one year, but the next year he showed up with the calves. There's nothing was missing, and he would come in good conditioning. So I've seen Aaron many times. He was way overlooked. Thierry Pastel also. I mean, if you project his X-frame V taper, crazy arms, deepest abs you've ever seen in your life, sweeping thighs, there was no flaw on this man, and he would pose like a goddamn master. So how he didn't win some of the shows, I don't know. So those are 3 most overlooked in the 90s.
Any more, Dennis, from you? What about later on in the millennium and onwards?
Shit. Who was overlooked? I don't think there was a lot of people overlooked.
Do you think there's an argument for Gunter being overlooked at the 2002 Olympia?
Who?
Do you think there's an argument for Gunter being overlooked in 5th place at the 2002 Olympia?
No.
Why?
I think
because you were 4th.
I think he plays in top 5. First of all,
because you were 4th.
First of all, I think Gunter got a gift every year by getting a special invite.
Oh. Well, he proved himself in 2002.
Huh?
He proved himself in 2002.
Well, but still, if you get an invite every year because you don't qualify,
I agree. I agree with you.
But for him placing 5th, I think that was awesome. He wasn't conditioned, but his structural flaws to get next to these guys that were ahead of him is just obvious. You know what I mean? He's tall. He was lovable. Everybody liked him. But that doesn't make your physique unbeatable.
Gunter wasn't conditioned at the 2002 Olympia. Do you want to expand on that? Because I was there and he looked pretty. He was good. His condition wasn't as good as when he won the JNC when he beat Ronnie a few weeks later. But I thought his condition was very good. I thought his condition was very good at the 2002 Olympia.
His condition was good enough, and 5th place was fair. I think 5th place was fair for him.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't complain after.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was people's champ, but I competed with Gunter from 94, 95, and pretty much I was beating him in most of the shows. And he was one of the guys just like also competing. It's not really a threat. So going to 2002 Olympia, he wasn't on the map.
No.
You know,
if it wasn't for Joey to like him, Gunther the way he did, how many Olympias would it be on? How many Olympias would it have done? Maybe 2, maybe 1.
I don't know.
They'd have forced him to qualify.
Yeah, he
was forced him to qualify.
So it would have mean he'd had to have qualified, because if he's just going to get special invite, he's not going to.
He did compete and try to qualify. He just never qualified.
Oh, okay. I'd have to go back and look.
Oh, he wasn't sitting on his ass waiting for the invite. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he was lucky. I think everything came into place. This 2002. Everybody was off, so they put him in the top 5, and then our people champ. And then shortly after, he wins this GNC and gets a 3-year Weider contract. I don't know what was $1 million and shit like this. He is another German with a fucked up name like Schwarzenegger. So he was very.
Well, let's change our names, Colleen.
Marketable, a very good looking guy, right? But as Dennis says, structural flaws. He had a short torso, a wide waist. Squarey looking quads. When you can pick him apart, but he came conditioned and he had a size, and because at that time still size ruled, he was contender. But you see, after that 2002 Olympia, he didn't repeat anything. After that, his placing went down again. So this was his.
Well, he got fifth. He got fifth again in 2003.
Yeah.
That was because that was the year where they hyped him up to beat Ronnie, to dethrone Ronnie at the Olympia, and then he got beat by me and Dexter.
Yeah, I wrote all the to reminders. I remind Dennis remembering this. Gunther was 5th in 2003. God damn, Dennis.
Kevin got 6th. I remember because that was my best year, so I remember exactly.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, your condition was awesome in 2003. That's when you got 4th. Dexter was 3rd. I remember that was the one where you really nailed it. Your glutes, your hamstrings were really, really dialed in that year. It was fantastic.
But that's the year where Dexter said, "I'm here and I'm here to stay."
Yes.
And he never really left since then.
Well, he won his first pro show in 2002 because it was at the British Grand Prix. That was Dexter Jackson's first ever pro win.
No, that was his first pro win.
Yes, it was.
Then, yeah. His first pro show was 99 Arnold Classic.
7th place.
That's the only time I beat him. And probably I beat him because he was a newcomer.
That was the one that NASA won, and Kevin Avone was 2nd, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's
exactly. 2009.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about.
What I'm saying. 2099.
99. Yeah. 10 years out. So what about the more modern guys? Anyone you think is really underrated? You think maybe didn't fulfill the potential because they didn't get the opportunities with the good places?
I think it's too early to say because I don't think anybody was really underrated. I think it's too early to say about some of the newer guys. We'll have to see when they compete now.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, I can't talk about underrated people. I can talk about specific shows.
Okay.
If you want to point out a specific show where I think somebody was underrated like no other,
okay,
then I would have to say, what's his name? The guy you worked with at the Arnold this year, what's his name?
Max Charles.
Yeah. He was totally overlooked and at the Arnold this year. And him, when you talk about condition, and I watched it on the webcast from Germany, there was 2 guys in that show that were peeled out of their mind. That was Max, and that was that guy from France.
Yeah.
The tall guy.
Morgan Aston.
He didn't have the best structure, but he was shredded.
Yeah.
Morgan
Aston.
Okay,
now we answer this. Okay, people are gonna look at this and say that we talked about it before. I didn't even know. This is the first time I heard you, Dennis, talking about this.
I did a live commentary on Instagram, and I said it right there.
Now, you're in sports for 20 years. Giles, you're more than 20 years. How can that happen? He was a top 3 Arnold Classic, like 2017, right? Mm-hmm. He came bigger, better, shredded, conditioned out of his mind, complete, and he was put out completely out of top 6. No comparisons whatsoever. Not just that, if you watch the finals At the finals, they would bring like top 4, and then next they would put 5 guys. They didn't even put him in this group. It could be 6 guys competing for a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th place. No, he was put with the last group, like also competing. Shredded out of his mind.
He was
complete. Every mandatory pose is fucking phenomenal. I mean, I watch him. You are analyst. Front double biceps, crazy B-taper, crazy arms, shit, B-taper, X-frame, separation. Side poses, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Side triceps, crazy. Most muscular like your shit happening. How can he be overlooked?
So you would have had him ahead of Steve Kuclo or Steve Kuclo and Sergio Oliva. You would have had him ahead of those 2 athletes who did place ahead of them in that contest.
I'm sorry?
Would you have placed Max Charles ahead of Sergio Oliva and
I would. I mean, look,
Steve
I'm
Kuclo?
friends with Sergio. He was out conditioning Sergio for sure. Maybe back double biceps pose as a pose could go to Sergio, but no other. Okay. You know, yeah, Sergio
well,
had
at least he deserved to stay next to him to be compared.
Yeah,
I agree with that because it was a tough lineup anyway.
That was a classic case of being overlooked. It can't get more classic than this. It was overlooked to the fullest.
But is this overlooked or purposely ignored?
Well, I'm in no position to say that.
Yes,
I know, but I wonder.
I don't even know who was judging, but I think it was the same panel as the Olympia.
Yeah, but really, for me, when you like you said,
it's hard for me. It's hard for me kind of to believe that Max was overlooked because was Steve the head judge?
Yeah.
And doesn't he train at Steve's gym too?
Yeah, he does.
So how can you overlook someone that's training in your gym and you know he's prepping? So it's hard for me to believe.
It's a quite shocker for me, and I'm going to say this publicly, right? Because Steve might be pissed off this and that, but Steve is a phenomenal judge. Oh my God, he's a phenomenal judge. I agree with most of it, but all of us, when you rush and stuff like that, you can make a quick decisions. Especially you have 6 people. Okay, that's how you make mistakes. When you take your time, like back in the 90s, 3 at a time, change. Let's really analyze it, okay? But
could it be that maybe it's because because he is training there, and if they would have put him in the first call out, you would have maybe the backlash.
No, I'll be honest, guys. You're not going to be happy with this. I'll tell you what it is. I think he's not that great from the back, and I think that's where he got beat by guys like Steve Kuclo and Sergio Oliva. I'll be honest. I do think he should have been compared more. I do agree, but he was 8th place. So who really would he been placed ahead of? So
where did he end up placing?
8th place.
8th place. Yeah.
So who was ahead of him? Who was in 7th?
Steve Kuclo, Sergio Oliva Jr.
Akeem Williams. Akeem Williams.
Oh, Akeem Williams. Yeah, he looked great.
Akeem Williams beat him?
Yes.
Yeah. Akeem was good. Akeem was good.
Sharp,
but,
sharp.
Yeah, I would still... Look, I would put...
Did Max ever go up to the judges and ask for feedback?
No, he's not like this. But let me tell you this also. This is super interesting. Steve Weinberger told him to stop training his shoulders and arms. They're too big.
Who just told Max?
Stop training? Or?
Yeah. He says he's not training shoulders and arms. I said, for the love of God, Max, I mean, who would not love bigger shoulders and bigger arms? Just fucking pack as much mass, shot. He doesn't even train them.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, again, there was that stupid thing, right? You say, oh, well, that looks suspicious, like maybe you put a synthol or something. Of course, he never touched the synthol, ever. Okay. But you say, okay, now, when something is so overdeveloped, I mean, that's most muscular. You can see striations everywhere, right? So how can you have a fucking synthol? I'm guilty of synthol, and I know that change the shape, you lose definition, it blurs everything. But he told him, okay, stop training shoulders and arms. So I told Max, no, don't you fucking stop. You fucking build them, make them crazy big. But Giles, his lower lats, had like maybe a little film that he's still working on that to get that crisp insertion of the lower lats. But the back double biceps, shit is happening. V-taper is there. Lat spread goes like...
very good. I like the vascularity on his abs and the detail in his chest. Like when he did a side chest, the detail in his inner chest, that it was just absolutely incredible. I was like, as soon as he walked out, I was like, that's the best Max Charles I've ever seen.
For me, they didn't even know the complete lineup at the Arnold this year. I literally just went by who I saw walking on stage.
Yeah.
He's the one that stood out. To me, he stood out.
Okay.
And if he stands out to me, I don't understand how he can be overlooked. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, like Victor Martinez, Johnny Jackson, and other guys that know, they came to him and said, like, man, you look phenomenal. You should be up there, right? So at least, some gave him a credit. But how can judges overlook such a fucking phenomenal physique, complete physique? They say he needs bigger legs. His legs were very comparable to Boniek at the show. But Boniek, won.
Okay, guys, for this Global Muscle Hot News segment, we're going to welcome 2 new guys to the team. Well, I can't really say new guys to the team because they've been with MD for years. But we have Mike Cox and Chris Griffin. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, so, I wanted to get you on because, like I said, you've been forum members for years and years. And you've recently got your own show. And I'd first like to say About Time 2. So, do you want to tell us a bit about it?
Yeah. We're on Beast Coast Live. It was an independent show. We were just kind of playing around IG Live, Facebook. And now that things have gotten rolling again, we decided to pick it back up. Spoke to some people at MD, and they said, hey, why not? Kind of like the voice of the forum, the fanboys.
Yeah.
That's what we are. The voice of the people.
Yeah.
It's surreal, Giles. This to me is still surreal because I'm just a fan, dude. Like every time I do this or see a show or just talking to you, it's that 13-year-old boy comes out again. I'm 47, but I feel like that 13-year-old kid that's so excited. It's MD, bro. Like we're on internet. Crazy.
Yeah. What did, because I joined the forum, I've got 2008 in my head. I think that's when I joined the forum. So when did you guys first appear on the MD forum?
2006-ish, maybe. I was a Get Big guy for a long time. And then, by 2006, I think 2007, I kind of did the whole MD thing. And it was a little more, not as off the wall as, Get Big is. A lot more serious. But that was back when everybody, De La Rosa was posting regular, and every split happened. It was just a huge meathead community, man. It was great. It still is.
Yeah.
It's like the 2006.
Yeah. Chris?
2011 for me.
Okay, Chris. Sorry, mate. You were telling us about the voice of the forums and basically what your new show is all about, mate.
Yes, and like I said, both Mike and I coach and still compete and have competed.
So just regular guys talking about the sport, man. Just regular meatheads, lifelong fans, giving a fan perspective of what we see, what we know, and kind of like our background. We've been doing this for over 30 plus years, so it's what we all have done. So it's just a little bit of something different, man. Something a little bit different for the fans.
Mike, your shoulders looking a bit beefy there, mate.
Yeah, a little like fluff from Nestle cookies, but I've been eating clean, man, prepping. Going to get back on stage later this year. Going to dust off the banana hammock and see what this old body's got left.
What about you, Chris? Because, you competed in, was it men's physique a few years ago?
Yeah, last time I did was the end of 19. And, last year, for whatever reasons, I had an elbow injury to start out the year, fairly significant, and an ulnar nerve issue. When my tricep completely shrunk.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a Dennis Wolf situation. I've got it back, so I'm looking at 2021 to compete again.
No way. What are you going to do?
Men's physique. Hopefully, I'll be doing a show on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Yeah. So is that still on, moving to Australia then? Is that all on? Or?
Yeah, that's what I plan. That's as soon as the borders open, I'm gone.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. What about you, Mike?
And I figure I get there.
Yeah.
Dexter Jackson Classic, Giles. That was the first show I saw when I moved to Florida in 2006, I believe. And every year I've wanted to do Dexter's show. I saw him turn pro at the North American back in '98 up in Detroit. So Dexter's always been kind of a favorite of mine. Do Dexter's show and have fun at the Tampa Pro and just kind of relax, hope, run out. But I just miss it, man. I miss the smell of protein. I miss, but seeing your body change, trying out, the anxiety from behind, all the cardio. You miss the pandemic. Made me appreciate what we do, man. Like, this was taken away from us, and I've told myself never ever again take bodybuilding for granted. Never take dieting, competing, because it could be over any day now, bro. So I just want to do this again, maybe do another show in August or September. That's all I got, Giles. That's all I got, bro.
So what are you like? You're going to be a heavyweight?
Heavyweight, light heavyweight. I'm all about conditioning. I want to look like Andreas User, but survive, essentially.
Oh, bless him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wherever the cops fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just being good, man. Just being conditioned. I haven't been 100% since 1995. So that's my goal, man, to be just absolutely dug out.
So you haven't been you're not happy with your condition since 1995?
I was in 95, 143-pound lightweight.
Completely shredded.
I want to overall, obviously not being 145, but maybe 192 shredded.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen next week at the Indy Pro then?
Right now, given the competitor list, I'm going Justin.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I hope to God we see the Justin we saw in Chicago or New York. That Justin is hard to beat. But Dorian Haywood is a big dude, man. That dude's got a lot of muscle. He's cool. He may just shock some people because last year in Tampa, Tampa or New York, he looked phenomenal. This first show he did last year was phenomenal. And you kind of want, if he brings that all in condition, it'll be curious to see how they place that guy. But I think going in, Justin is kind of the favorite going in. But Justin pictures, he's not where he was. I don't think last year, a couple weeks out. But like I said, his body changes so fast, and that structure, man, is absolutely insane. I'm a huge fan of Justin. I've been waiting for this for a long time to see this guy show us what he's really capable of.
Who did you have winning the Chicago? Did you have Akeem or Justin last year? Because it was close, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had Akeem by this much. It could have gone either way. I mean, when Akeem's in that kind of condition, it's hard to deny him because he's got gobs of just dense muscle.
Yeah.
And when that crap's in shape, dude, it's just. But again, Justin's has that hard, crazy look to him. So it's apples and oranges, man. Whatever. It could have gone either way.
Chris?
I agree with Mike there. I mean, Akeem's just a creature of a different breed. I mean, if Akeem nails it, he can take it. And I'm saying this right now. He's probably the only person out there who has a chance against him. And Justin's fantastic, great bodybuilder, great shape, great structure, comes in hard as nails. So I think it was a pick-em for that show.
How
do you think Hassan will do this year?
I'm drinking the Hassan Kool-Aid. Like I drank I'm drinking that Hassan Kool-Aid, man. That dude, I think he's got top 5 Olympia potential. He's got the muscle to compete next to Ian, next to Akeem. He get in that top 5 if he's peeled, right? But his thing is condition. He's got to come in and condition. But he's full, he's hard. His shape's a little different, but you can't deny someone. He reminds me of Ed KY. Remember Ed KY back in the day, gobs of muscle, thick?
Yeah.
But he reminds me of that, man, that you're waiting for him to come in shape.
Yeah. I just think I can imagine him if he had Lee Priest's waistline. I just think that guy would just be. I mean, I just think he'd be unstoppable. Imagine it. I kind of think is he a bit too tall for the 212? He's a bit too heavy, isn't he? Like 240, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not tall. So backstage, he's about my height, Giles. I'm 5'6" on a good day.
in heels. Yeah. So what do you think about Hassan, Chris?
Like Mike said, he's big, he's freakish. Granted, he's not the prettiest physique in the business. He's just big, thick. If he can come in peeled, he's going to do some damage. I mean, there's not a lot of people who can stand up to him muscle-wise. He's just freaky.
So what about the whole Blessing versus Nick thing? What do you think's happening there?
That is freaking awesome, dude. When these guys talk trash, it's not like MMA or boxing, but it reminds me of that Kamali versus Melvin versus Chris back in 01 when they're all talking trash. But again, listen, Blessing's good. He can't mess with Ian just yet. Listen, bodybuilding is great. It's not the most exciting thing, you know what I mean? But when these guys are talking trash leading up to the show, it adds hype to the show. I think more people may tune in to see. You want to see these two compared. Remember when Kamali was compared to Titus in Australia? The people went bananas. So when you put, like, I'm sure when Steve will have Blessing and they're next to each other. They got to be next to each other. It's the real deal. Small waist. He's got mature muscle for such a young guy. You know what I mean? But Blessing's got that crazy shape. But we don't know what Blessing's legs look like.
No.
That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to watch what you say if your legs aren't there, bro. Excited for the first show of the year, man. And these two are going at it all week, all month. It's great.
So who do you think is going to be? Do you think Nick's going to beat Blessing then?
Yeah, I think he might. But listen,
he will.
They got to worry about Justin first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Nick gets harder. And you know, he looked good in Chicago, man. He's got a nice taper from the back, but Blessing got that crazy roundness. Like that's it. From the shots I've seen of Blessing, he's in shape. And I think Chad would not work with someone that he didn't think could win. Right? Again, that's Chad's name. So I think he's going to do good, but I think Nick's got just a slight edge.
Chris?
I agree. It's going to be Nick. Nick's more complete. Blessing's very bubbly, round, but he just doesn't have the quads. He just doesn't have the legs. And his back looks to be thicker than Nick's. Nick's is a little bit wider. So there's a little bit of back thickness issue there versus width. But all in all, Nick is just more complete, small waist as well. And Nick's kind of toting on that freak factor line.
I think, to be honest, when I saw Nick win the North Americans, I was impressed with him, and I was like, yeah, he's good. But then I saw him at Chicago, and I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting what I saw. And you know what? He reminds me of Dorian, that he looks good in every compulsory pose. Have you noticed?
Yes.
Well, for a guy his size, he poses good too, man. His compulsories are spot on, right? Yeah. He hits it, he's complete, he knows how to pose. Talk is cheap, Giles.
I'll be honest. I think because I'm a British thing. I don't like all this smack talk. I actually don't like it, and I know I'm in the minority, but it really makes me cringe. But the thing is, I know when those two get called out on stage together, the place is going to go crazy.
It's going to go insane, man. And hopefully they repeat the same thing in New York. They really do.
I have a feeling this elbowing thing is going to be more like Phil and Kai. Like this is going to be kind of like an active. You're going to have to put someone in the middle.
Yeah, and you know they're going to get called out together. Even if one's so much better than the other, you know they're going to get put right next to each other, don't you?
Could you imagine if it was the last call-out of the show? Those two?
Be like Sergio and Alexis Rivera at Tampa in 2018.
That was crazy. That crowd that day, I've never heard a crowd, Giles, that loud.
Really?
And Steve killed them, man. He killed both of them. They both stood there. So I'm hoping for a repeat of that. It just makes the shows more exciting.
Yeah. Do you remember? Because I was at the Tampa in 2017, and it was Josh and Max Charles. That was a pretty good one. I mean, that was a really close one. And then 2018 at Tampa, you had, like I said, Alexis Rivera and Sergio. And I remember Peter McGough saying, he says, Giles, I've never seen. He said, like the audience was going, and I think that's so important to have that kind of excitement at the shows when they bring those two guys out together, like the Phil and the Kai, or a Jay and a Ronnie together, you know?
It adds excitement, man. Like, prejudging can be very long and very tedious. So when you anticipate those guys coming on stage, right? You anticipate, when they walk, like when Phil walked out last year, we stood up, we sat up. So having those two in the lineup, no matter where they are, our eyes are going to be naturally drawn to both of those two. Now, they may not be first and second place, but as fans, we know what they've been talking about. And when they walk out, we're going to look at both of those two guys and see who's in shape, who's going to eat crow, and who's got to like stop talking smack after that show.
Chris?
And I also add something to the people who are going to live stream the show. Let's face it, live streaming, I don't care if it's a 8K camera, you're still not getting the same picture if you were in the stand.
Yeah.
So a little bit of hype, a little bit of pause, you can get that on video.
Yeah.
So
it'll be exciting.
So who's your money on there? To be honest, I think it's going to come down to, I think it's going to be Justin versus Nick, 1 and 2, and I think 3 and 4 is going to be between Hassan and Blessing.
I say that. I mean, it's just you got to see Hassan. I want to see Hassan and Justin when they're 100%. You know what I mean? Now they have got a little more maturity than Nick, a little more maturity than Blessing. Mm-hmm. But I think that top 4 man will be very interchangeable unless they both listen. The pictures we see online, Giles, are not what equate to being on stage. We know that.
Yeah.
Those cell pictures, those perfectly posed IG pics, that doesn't equate to Saturday morning. So we're going to see, the real deal, so to speak, but I think it's Justin's show to lose, actually.
What about the dark horse, Dwayne Walker? Do you think he could cause an upset and move past all of them?
From what I saw last year, if he brings those, he's lacking that hamstring drop.
Yeah.
But his shape, man, and people were saying he should have been higher. What did he do, Tampa or New York? New York, I think, right?
Yeah, he did well. He did Tampa, New York, and I think he did Chicago. Okay. But he kind of started off strong, and then he kind of faded as the shows went on, didn't he? But he came out really strong, didn't he?
If he brought those legs up and the hamstrings up, that dude could be our dark horse to take in the show, man. But it's just from that hamstring is very apparent from the side and from the rear, right? When you're going against guys like Nick, who's got crazy legs, Justin, that's going to be, a weak point for him if he doesn't bring that up. But, he could definitely surprise a lot of people.
Chris?
I just don't think he has enough in the tank, even with some legs improvements, to stand up against those monsters. Hassan, Nick. And then you have Justin. I mean, those are some good wheels. And it's definitely a noticeable thing. He possibly could surpass Blessing, just on the strength of, having some better legs. But I don't think I could see him as a dark horse to get into the top 3, but I can't see him unseating 2 of those guys. Yeah. 2 of that group, if everyone's on.
Are you, obviously being a tall guy, Chris, are you looking forward to seeing Morgan Asti? Because I'm telling you what, I saw him at the Arnold Classic last year, and I know he was pretty much second from last with Johnny Jackson. But I'm telling you what, mate, I know that guy down the prettiest structure, but for a guy who's 6'3", no one will have better conditioning than Morgan Asti.
I'm a huge Morgan fan.
Yes.
I just love him. I respect conditioning. Conditioning is something you have to earn. You have to suffer. And he went out there, and he's just so freaky. Like, I love to see freaky bodybuilders. I say he reminds me of a tall Branch Warren. Not the prettiest physique, but just not peeled. He works his ass off in the gym and starves himself. I respect that. And he's just, he looks like a sci-fi villain. A sci-fi villain like Bodyguard.
He has been in a film. He was in like this, it was like a sort of B-movie type thing with Kai Green. He did something. He's done some movie stuff now. So I said to him, mate, I would have that as a side hustle. Being a bodybuilder and getting some movie stuff on the go, definitely.
Oh, yeah, especially with streaming now and all the superhero.
Oh, if I looked like Morgan, I would walk down in a mall with a posing trunk on. That's it. If I looked that freak, the entire world would see me. Like, he brought something. He should have been last place. There's no way in hell he was a last place bodybuilder with that condition. He might not have been top 5, but you got to reward that. You got to reward someone that's that crazy condition, that dry, that big. You know what I mean? Like, Body's a freak show, but he's a super freak among freaks. So, like, you kind of wish the sport was, you had more guest posing chances for these guys. Not to don't guest pose as much as they used to. Yeah. But that's the guy you want to see. That's the guy you want to bring into your show and put him last for all the fans to see him, man. That dude, he's next level.
Because he's like 6'3" and about I'm sure he said he's about 320. And I mean, honestly, the Arnold Classic last year, I said that guy had the best conditioning of the entire Arnold Classic. I mean, it wasn't even close. Every time he posed, he looked like he was going to just lock up. He like Paul Dillett in 94. You just think, this guy, his skin was so thin. It was insane, mate.
You got to reward that, man. You got to reward that kind of hard work. Even, I get he's not as shapely as some of the other guys, but compare him. Give him a chance. You know what I mean? Just put him next to the other guys, and if he gets blown away, fine. But I think you got to put that guy next to those top guys just to see how he stacks up. He's not Greg Skovacs. He's got a nice wide shoulders, small waist. But you got to let him earn his place, right? They work these guys really hard now. It's no more that 1 and 2 call-outs. Steve works these guys to death. Let him work. Let him earn his placing.
Yeah. So, Mike, did you have a party last night with the first wellness show at Pittsburgh?
Good baby Jesus. Listen, man, Giles, this wellness is going to blow up, son. This is going to be humongous. Now, I did tell Chris, the only thing we got to worry about is the enhanced glutes, because I can see where that's going to go, right? Now, I think a lot of the girls like Yashira, I pronounced her name wrong, and the girl that won, I think those are the two that are going to be the top two of the Olympia. But it's going to be interesting to see, how it shapes out, because any new class, we have growing pains, right? Women's physique had growing pains, bikini had growing pains. Wellness, you have an idea in your head what wellness looks like, right? It's just all the different bodies are coming together. We have to figure out what kind of look we want to go with. I would like to see Shanique as well. Like I know she mentioned that before. So you put Shanique in. Yeah, she mentioned something on her Facebook about wellness. Like,
wow.
So, and yes, sir. So that he does wellness, right? So we're in for a nice ride this year, guys. Strap up, bro.
Shanique making a comeback as a wellness. Are you serious?
She has posted about it. Like, this is where I'm going to go. And you could see her physique morphing.
Yeah.
Like she's getting like bigger legs, bigger glutes, proportionately.
Wow.
And what I'm going to say, it's dangerous. Shanique always had that conditioning issue for WPD. Even when she was kicking ass, she was doing that on shape, structure. Her conditioning was never as crisp as the rest of the other girls.
Yeah.
And by the class, wellness doesn't have that crisp, it's conditioned, but not WPD conditioning.
Yeah.
So she could be dangerous, man.
Shanique, yes. I can't imagine. Shanique is a wellness. Wow. Imagine if she came and won the Olympia as a wellness and winning 2 Olympias in 2 different categories. That'd be so cool.
It's a possibility. It definitely is a possibility, man. Remember, she was doing a figure. She wasn't placing good. I always wanted to see her next to Latoria. You know what I mean? In figure, but it never materialized. But WPD was a natural progression for her. I thought she won in December, I'll tell you the truth. I was shocked she didn't win that show. But everything happens for a reason. Maybe that loss may have spurred her on to a different class, different level of success as well.
I just thought Shanique was done. I thought she was done with competing altogether. By what she was saying on social media and stuff, I thought, she's just she's won 2 Olympias and she's happy with that and she's going to call it a day.
It's hard to walk away, man. It's hard to walk away from this when you're in her position. It's hard to walk away from me, and I'm not even close to what she's done. But I think sometimes it's hard to just because she's so young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got your whole life ahead of you, and you're already entrenched in this industry. People know your name. They know your physique. Might as well try. All she can do is fail. You don't know how you're going to do it until you do it, right? So give it a shot. I'm sure she'll be just as popular, Yeah.
So now you got the new show. Are you going to be attending more pro events now, both of you guys?
I'm going to attend as many as I can, given the distance, how everything's in Florida. So that's a plane ride. Whereas Mike is right in the mix there in, Central Florida. So that's like great for him.
The fact that I'm seeing Tampa Pro, New York Pro, Olympia in one year 1 year. If
Yeah.
you had told me at 16, Mike, you're going to go to 3 pro shows in 1 year, I would have like laughed at you. But it's just, Giles, I tell you, when you go there and you walk in, and it's just like, it's fanboy moment all over again, man. Like, I'm sitting with my wife and go, look, there's so-and-so. There's so-and-so.
I love it.
You walk back. Yeah. I saw Dexter when he won New York Tampa. I'm like, that was a fanboy moment. He walked by, I elbow my wife and go, Dexter Jackson. It's work, but it's fun work. You know what I'm saying? It's enjoyable. That Olympia, man, that was probably the greatest bodybuilding show I've ever attended. Other than the first Arnold Classic, right? That Olympia was the best show I've ever seen, from the competitors to the LED stage, the sound system. I mean, everything flowed so well. It was such a magical moment with Ramy winning, with, just the new champions. It was just a great experience. And Corona sucks, but I got to see the Olympia.
So you're saying the 2020 Olympia was comparable to the 98 Arnold Classic?
Yeah. Not just in prestige at all. We almost didn't have Olympia. So for Jake and all those guys to pull that off, and it was all centrally located at that hotel, just quick walk over to the venue. And I didn't know what to expect, but when you walk, Giles, when you walk in, you hear that Mr. Olympia theme song.
Yeah. Cool. Right, guys. We're starting to lose a bit. We're starting to lose a bit of connection now, guys. So, what day does your show come out? And can you tell us about any future guests you've got, or any co-hosts or anything?
Our show should be coming out on Thursday on MD, 9:15 Eastern Standard Time, AM.
Mm-hmm.
And we have an array of guests coming.
That's what I like to see. Yeah, nice.
Array.
Nice.
Yeah, can't wait for it, man. Cool. Like, me and Chris got a good rapport, man. We're two grumpy old men.
Yeah.
Old 90s bodybuilders, it'll be fun.
Yeah, good. Well, I want to get you guys on and welcome you officially to the part of the team. And I'm just really excited for the show, and it's good to have you on board. And I'm glad you just finally got it nailed down, because Instagram lives are great and everything, but you got to have your own show on MD. Because the thing is, you two guys have been around for so long. You're part of the furniture at MD, so I think it's only right you got your own show, both of you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. Happy to be here, bro.
Okay, then, Mike Cox and Chris Griffin, I'll speak to you very soon, and we'll see you on the MD YouTube and on the forum.
Thanks, Giles.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Have a great one. Thank you.
Bye-bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the On The Rise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas, and we're joined all the way from sunny Florida, the boogeyman, Blessing Awodibu. Yay! Blessing!
You got it right?
Yeah.
You got it so fast, I can't even hear what you said.
It's my Welsh twang.
But it's all good. Thank you for having me on the show. I think we tried to make this happen like a couple of days ago, right? Didn't work.
Yep. Thank you for bringing that up with our crashed Wi-Fi. Thank you so much. So, mate, how are you doing, mate? You're 1 week out from your pro debut. Just how you feeling, mate? How you feeling generally? Obviously, because it's been such a long road to get to this point. How you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling really good, man. This is the best I've ever felt, like being this far out from a show. I'm 6 days out from my pro debut. That long awaited pro debut, after 4 years of, working and grinding and trying to improve the package. I think we're finally here. And I am super excited, and I feel great, man. I feel really good.
Good. I was thinking, because it's always a bit of a do I interview someone a week out from a show? Because I've had somebody else on, Debbie Cully, and he was a week out, and he was like, it was like trying to pull teeth. It was just a nightmare. So you're looking in good spirits, though, mate. So that's I think that's a good sign.
I'm always in good spirits.
You are.
That's the thing about me. It doesn't matter 1 day out, 2 days out. I am the same all year round. With me, it's all about that positivity, that positive vibe, that drive. That's what drives me. To be the man that I am. That's what makes me go harder.
Yeah.
Because I'm surrounded by positive people. So there's no negative shit in my circle. There's no drama. There's not like that. So, and when I feel like I'm a little bit down, my people are there, my crew are there to pick me up and just make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and I'm in good spirit. Good.
Do you know, right, I'll go right back to the very start when I first learned about you. It was 2014, and I was actually writing for Flex magazine, and there was a guy called Nikas Vuliu from Switzerland, the junior.
Yes.
And he was showing me pictures, and I put him in my Flex magazine column, and I was just like, no one is stopping this kid. I've not seen a junior like this for several years.
Yeah.
He went to the Arnold Europe and he got 4th place, and a guy called Blessing won the juniors.
Yes. Like, actually, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, Nicholas is we go way back. As a junior, we battled a couple of times on stage, and I think the first time we did it, I think he bet me. I'm not sure. But then the main event, which was the Arnold Class 2014, the guy was an amazing bodybuilder, and still an amazing bodybuilder, and he's doing pretty well. So he's putting a lot of mass now. So, and man, it's been a great journey.
So, and then obviously the last time, we properly spoke was at the Arnold Europe 3 years later in 2017. And I was because I always get told just interview the pros, the top 6 guys. That's what the videos you want. And I was waiting for Nathan D'Asher at the expo, and I saw you and I said, Blessing, can we please get an interview? And you said, yeah, sure. And you did a great interview. And I remember getting told off, and there's 3 times they've told me off for interviewing people that they technically didn't want. But the first one was William Bonac in 2012. They said, Giles, do not interview these guys. And I said, trust me. The second time was you, and the third time was Kamal El Gargni at the Arnold Classic in 2018. He ended up winning the 212. So that's my 3 guys that they've gone, okay, Giles, we'll just take you on your word now. Whoever you want to interview, just go for it, because you've got a good eye,
Yes, you do. I think I remember, I think he was just walking by and he just happened to run into me and he goes, yo, Blessing, can we have a quick interview? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I think that was the first time we met, right? Yeah. And I actually remember I was telling you in that interview that I am going to win this year and I'm going to turn pro here today. And I did it, and it happened, make it happen. So that was an awesome memory.
Yeah. So, because the thing is, didn't you win? Because you won the Diamond Cup, you won the Arnold Europe, and I think you won an IFBB before, because it was around the time of the split, wasn't it? It was just the split had just happened. So you technically turned pro. Technically, 3 times in that one season?
Yes, that's right. And it was the year that the NPC and IFBB Europe were splitting up, and to be honest, I was going into that year to do just the Arnold Classic. And that's it. Get my pro card and I'm out. Ready for the pro league. Yeah. But then, because the fact that their IFBB elite and the NPC were splitting up, so they put all these shows together throughout the years, and then they announced that, look, listen, the more show you do, the more points you get, and this is the 4th year that we're going to award cash money to the person who's got the most points.
That's right. Yes. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. So that's why you did so many shows.
Yeah. So that means, that it's like motivation for athletes to actually compete throughout the year and stay in the IFBB Europe. Yeah. Because they were trying to keep as many athletes as possible. Yeah. To be honest, I actually got a phone call from Raphael. And he after I won my first pro qualifying show, which was the Czech Republic.
Oh, you won Czech Republic as well?
Yes. I don't know if you know this guy, Michael Sikos. I can't remember his name. He's a huge arm. He's an IFBB elite.
Oh, yeah. The guy who's the number 1 in the other side.
In the elite. So I was going against him last year and I whooped his ass.
You beat their number 1 guy back then?
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they were trying to keep all the athletes in Europe. So they're like, okay, we're gonna give you guys money if you guys stay here and compete. And actually, Raphael ran the Irish Federation. My president that he's got to make sure that I stay in IFBB Elite. So the president, Irish National Federation, he rang me up. He goes, look, listen, Raphael wants you to stay here, and there's a good opportunity for you here. You know what I said? I said, I'm going to stay. And I just want to get the cash money.
Yeah. No, of course.
So that's why I did all them shows, and I won all of them all. And the last one I did was the World Championship.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the guy that made me actually won the overall, but it was later disqualified, so that made me the world champion. So after that, I got the cash money and I bounced.
Oh, you got the money and then you switched.
I just left.
Wow.
That was actually the first time me winning money from bodybuilding. As an amateur, $10,000. That wasn't bad. You know, I was very happy with it.
That's not bad. So now obviously then. Now, when did you move? Because was it pretty short soon after, did you move to America? Because how long had you been living in Dublin, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I grew up in west coast of Ireland.
Right.
So 2014, that's when I moved to Dublin and I did all my Arnold Classic prep there.
Yeah.
And then in 2018, that's when I met Aaron Singerman at the 2018 Olympia. And then when I got back home from Ireland, he reached out to me and he said he saw me at the expo and he would like to talk to me about possibility of collaborations. Uh-huh. So he flew me out in 2018. He flew me out to Florida to meet the team and see the headquarters.
Okay.
And when I came here, you know what? I'm like, I was looking around like, yo, this Boca Raton, this is paradise compared to Ireland. You know, the weather, the palm trees,
Island, Florida,
South Florida vibe.
Island, Florida.
He asked me, it's like, you know, what about if you move out here? Would you be interested in doing that? I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So 2019, that's when I, made that move. Of course, signed a contract with Redcon One, and I moved down here to South Florida. And look, it's been absolutely blessing since, man, because, without them, things would have been very, very hard for me because over the lockdown, Europe wasn't, Europe, you can't even, everyone was locked in.
Yeah.
No gym, no nothing.
Yeah.
But out here in South Florida, things weren't so intense. And Aaron was able to keep the gym open for myself. So during the first lockdown, I was training literally every day. It didn't really affect my prep.
Fantastic.
Because that's when I started the prep with Chad
Nichols.
The off-season with Chad. So I was lucky in that case. Imagine, I couldn't even imagine what would have been like if I was still in Europe,
Yeah.
So
that really...
So I've been here almost 3 years now.
3 years. So you still loving it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, geez. This, for me, this is the best place in the world to live.
Do you know Kamal said, because I know Kamal O'Gargan, wanting to move out to Boca Raton because he just loves it. I mean, he said, the energy for bodybuilding, the support, obviously when Flex Lewis was there and obviously all the Redcon, there's such a huge, there seems to be such a strong bodybuilding community and a good energy,
100%. Yes. Everywhere you go, every gym, you feel it like, this is literally bodybuilding little town, and it's not too far from Miami. Miami's 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
And then, you're outside Miami, there's no traffic, there's no all that crazy distractions.
Yeah.
So you literally just here and just work. If you want to party, you want to have a little bit of fun, go down to Miami. It's just 45-minute drive. It's not so bad, right?
Yeah.
But Boca Raton is definitely the place to be.
So, I mean, last year, you were supposed to be making your pro debut last year. Do you want to tell us what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was prepping. Last year was supposed to be my, the Arnold Classic Australia was supposed to be my pro debut. Mm-hmm. And 3 days out from the show, 3 days out before, not 3 days out, 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
It was 3 days out before we flew to Australia. That's when the COVID hit and all the shows was canceled.
Yeah.
And I was working with, I had another coach back then, and all that shit happens. The stuff happened with the coach. I wasn't able to work with him anymore. And because of that, I was able to link up with the GOAT, the man himself, Chad Nichols, So everything that happened for me, to be honest, I feel like it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because, after linking with Chad and, his idea was he needed some time with me.
Yeah.
So that gave us a little bit of time to do a quick off season together and then start the prep fresh. So with the COVID hit, we just decided to shut everything down, straight back to work, off season. And to be honest, I was able to put on a lot of good quality muscle mass with Chad. Chad is absolutely incredible. Great coach. He knows absolutely what the heck he's doing. So it was, all that happened was absolutely a blessing for me and just give me time to get better.
One thing,
and put me in a better position right now, getting ready for my debut.
Yeah. One thing, we're going to take a shot every time he says blessing, okay? Okay, Kaleem? Sorry, lost a bit of connection. Yeah, so, I mean...
I don't know. I just love my name,
it's a cool name. So where
Who don't love blessing? Blessings everywhere.
Beautiful.
Being on here is a blessing. Being able to train is a blessing.
8 times, 9 times, 10. So where did the name the Boogieman come from then?
You know, to be honest, after I got my first pro card, you know, going into the pro league, I thought like I needed something interesting. Yeah. I needed a name. I need something, you know, a little scary, a little different from what people are seeing me doing on the whole clown stuff on the Instagram. Yeah. Something serious, scary, mysterious. Yeah. So it was just one night I was watching John Wick, you know, and John Wick was the man that's supposed to, John Wick is the guy that they sent to kill the Boogeyman. You know, I'm like, yo, the Boogeyman is actually pretty fucking awesome. I like that name. The Boogeyman is mean. It's a badass.
That is.
You never know what you're going to get. Where are you going to get it?
It's certainly a persona that you've certainly kind of like tried to emulate and really kind of encapsulate yourself with, you know? Yeah.
And as well, it's a little nice character, you know, to bring into the, you know, it has a little bit of more excitement, you know, with myself, because like people don't really know. But I know I post a lot of pictures online and people make their critiques and saying this and that, but they don't know, you know, they don't know what they're going to get, you know, but I believe what they're going to get, they're going to be shocked. Because, you know, because I've never stepped on stage in Europe. Yeah. I mean, in US. Most of my show I've done back in Europe, and you know, most of my bodybuilding fans now that are following me, they've never really seen me compete on stage. You know, so that's why, you know, a lot of people, they're saying there's a lot of fucking comments and this and that, because they don't know me. They don't know, you know, how I present myself on stage or the type of condition that I get in, or how I, you know, present the hard work, you know, that I am on stage. So it's going to be very interesting.
I think because I think obviously with the Indy Pro being the first kind of pro show of the year, I think it's really, there's so much speculation because like you've won good shows as amateurs, you know, and the thing is you've taken off like 4 years now. It's like 4 years from turning pro to, I mean, why did you wait so long?
You know, because I felt like, you know, if you wanna bodybuilding is, you can't rush this process. You know, and I've seen a lot of people that have tried to rush it, and they did not end up in the, they didn't end up in the place where they should have. You know, and I feel like, you know, a lot of, you know, there's so many the way we live right now, it's like everybody wants this thing so fast. Everybody want to be Mr. Olympia right now. So the minute people turn pro, they jump on stage, they think they can beat like the likes of Bonac or all these guys who've been doing it for years and years and years. You know, for me, I feel like it takes years to build up quality mass. Yeah. You know, I'm not talking about just mass. You know, anyone can get just mass and just blocky and no separations and just huge. Yeah. There's a way to do that. You can do that, but I don't want that. You know, I want mass with class. I want the light of, you know, the type of physique that's inspired me the most, like Flex Wheeler, Lee Haney, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman.
Beautiful.
Edgar Fletcher.
Edgar Fletcher, yeah.
Brian Buchanan. Yes. Those guys, you know, you just look at those guys. Yeah. You can tell it takes a lot of years, a lot of work, a lot of dedication. You know, it's a different type of mass. It's a different type of quality if you're comparing to the guys now. So that's where I'm taking my idea from of, okay, I'm going to do this right because I want to be the best at this. I want to be the best at what I do. And I can't rush it, and I got to do it the right way. So for me, it's a step at a time. Back then, you know, 2017 turning pro, I was not ready. I can't just jump on a pro stage. I know any other person would, but I know I was not ready, you know, and I'm not the type of person that just compete and keep taking sixth and keep taking seven and keep taking. I'm not like that, you know. Yeah. I'm going to step on stage, weigh everything out, see where I'm at, and then maybe, boom, I'm going to step away. Okay, maybe we're not ready. But right now, I feel like I'm ready. And all those times that I've taken out, I didn't see as time off. I stayed consistent for me, it was like a 4 years prep for me.
So in all those 4 years, you've really had your foot on the gas.
100%. There was not one day that I was slacking. There was not one day.
Okay.
That's why a lot of people are like 4 years, like how you. I stayed. It's like they're gonna see when I just step on stage.
Yeah.
They're gonna see the work I've been putting in. Like because a lot of people only see what I post on Instagram and all these funny videos and stuff. But what it is to realize is social media is a way to market yourself, to create a brand. Get seen, not just in the bodybuilding community alone. You have to be able to be relatable, because internet is huge. You can do absolutely anything with it. You can't just limit your mind to just one thing. Limiting your mind to just one thing, you're limiting your abilities. Why not try to lash on as much as possible, and like that, you're gonna be a successful bodybuilder. Because revenue's there. How do you make money? Sponsors, they look at, people don't think followers, Instagram followers, is not important for bodybuilders. It is extremely important for bodybuilders, because when it comes down to making deals, what does supplement company, what do they look at? They look at how much fans have you got, how much followers have you got? Can you sell our products? Have you got enough audience to sell? So that's how, that's why a lot of these bodybuilders, they're getting shitty deals, and a lot of them still working full time. They just got to be smart and use social media well. So all this time that I've taken up, I focus a lot on social media, and as well while working extremely hard in the gym every damn day.
See, that's one thing I've noticed about Aaron from Redcon, is that the people he takes on aren't just the ones who've got clear potential or that are doing well in contests. It's people like the James Hollinsheads, the Hughes, the Luke Sandos, who are kind of, they're out there. They're not just in the gym. They're not doing a Dorian. They're not just training and then turning up, winning a show and then disappearing. They're like literally treating bodybuilding like a full-time job, and they're like filming content. They're doing good quality videos, properly edited, properly filmed, not just on a cell phone. And I've noticed that it's good that he saw that potential in you, because we spoke it in Barcelona in 2017, and I remember at the time, as I'm remembering now, we were talking about the MTV video that was 4 years ago now. Yeah. The MTV video, and then the horse's head one and stuff. So
yes, that's why it all started. Like when I started making all those funny skits, and that's how my social media was able to blow up the way it is right now. And what people don't realize is I haven't even stepped on a pro stage yet, and still I'm not bragging about it. But 1.7 million followers going into your pro debut, that's good for the sport. It's good for bodybuilding. And because I still haven't gained the hardcore bodybuilding fans yet.
Right.
Most of my followers, 99% of my followers, they follow me just because of entertainment. They kind of make funny videos. I don't care. I wouldn't say I'm a funny guy, but some people love what I do. It puts a smile on some people's face, and that's what matters. When you can change people's mood and put a smile on someone's face, that goes way farther than any other shit, so being able to acquire those followings without having stepped on a pro stage, for me, that's huge. And then when I do step on bodybuilding stage, and then people start to recognize me as a professional bodybuilder, wow, he's actually about that life. So, and I'm gonna get another group of following, now, because they see me now as a wow, now they all. So for me, I feel like this year is an absolutely it's an important year for me, and it's a year where a lot of people will get to really see who Blessing is and who the fuck Boogieman is.
So where do you get the ideas for your videos? Because do they all the ideas come from you, or do you have other people giving input?
Now, everything came from me, and it's very natural. I don't have to think hard about anything. I'm a positive guy, and it just comes naturally. And it's just all about being me. And I love people. I absolutely love people, and I love being relatable, because we are all related. There's a lot of things that we all go through day by day. We all make the same mistake. We all do the same stupid stuff throughout the day. So when you put all that together as a joke, everybody can see themselves in that situation and then laugh about it. That's what it's all about. Be yourself, be you, and be relatable. And that's where I feel like a lot of bodybuilders are failing, because the general population can't really relate. And that's why I feel bodybuilding community is so small, because a lot of these guys, they're not willing to do the extra stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they just want to focus on their meals, build this mass, and step on stage. And even when a lot of these guys step on stage, there's no creativity. Where's the creativity? Where's you know, when you're talking about creativity, you look at Kai Green. Kai Green put in so much work when it comes to displaying, you know, that artwork. They're posting around, you know, putting on a show for the fans. You're going to see that. But all these guys, like, you know, just because they're fucking lazy, that's it.
Do you know, I had a very similar conversation with Flex Lewis a few years ago, and he was saying that when he was with a certain supplement company, he was saying, like, he says, they never have to chase me for content, for Instagram posts. He says, I produce it, I have input, I make sure it's professionally done. He says every day, every week they'll get a video. He said they'll get, you know, he said, I want to make sure if my name is associated, that my brand, he says, I want to make sure that I'm putting out really, really well thought out, you know, good quality. Like you said, you like to make people laugh and entertain people. And he said Flex couldn't understand why other bodybuilders, a lot of other bodybuilders didn't have that same mentality.
You know, because that's how we get paid, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's how you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, I feel like these guys just need to start thinking a little bit more outside the box, other than just like limiting themselves to just like, that's why when people see me, like, they laugh at me, you know, they don't believe it's possible to beat this person and then beat that person. You know, be yourself on social media, do all this crazy stuff, and then be a professional bodybuilder. Yeah. Because most of these guys have this mindset of, if you want to be a bodybuilder, you have to be a bodybuilder. Nothing else. You can't be making jokes. You cannot be funny. You cannot be like this, that. So that's why they make fun of me and they try and pull, you know, labels, clowning and stuff. But then when I do step on stage and they're going to realize that, wow, it's actually possible. You know, it can beat that and then beat that. You know, so, and that's why, you know, I feel like a lot of these guys don't respect me in the game. And in 6 days' time, I'm going to earn my respect. And in New York, I'm going to pull a cap on it.
Okay.
And I'm going to go to Cali Pro, and I'm going to seal the deal.
You're going to Cali as well?
Yes, sir.
So 3 shows. You're doing 3 shows in a row?
Back to back to back to back.
Oh, nice. So we'll come to that. We'll come to the competing bit in a minute. But I want to just finish on the video thing. What was your? Because personally, the one I really liked was the whey protein rap video. That was the one I liked.
Oh yeah, that's probably one of my favorites.
That was. I couldn't believe the production. I mean, that was like a full scale TV advert. It was incredible. But what's your favorite?
Yeah, that was great. That was the 4th year working with Rec and One, and you know, the guys, you know, the idea wasn't really mine. The guys from the office, you know, and that's what happened when, you know, 2 creativity minds comes together. Great things happens. So the guys like, okay, listen, let's do a rap video. It's never been done before, and it's and the song all the way up, it just makes so much sense. You know, like whey, we turn it to like whey protein. Yeah. You know, and the video was just so funny, and we had girls dancing, and we had like 3 Rolls Royce.
Wow.
We had 3 Rolls Royce, bro. We had pink, we had gold, and I think we had white. I can't remember. It was crazy. You know?
You wouldn't get that in Dublin.
And that's what I loved the most about Rec and One. They're very open to ideas, and they love entertaining their customers as well. People love that.
So what's been your, if you had to pick one, your all-time favorite Instagram post or video, or you want to call it, what's been your number one? What's the one that you're most proud of?
Probably the CCTV one.
Oh, that's CCTV, yeah, the flexing one.
Yeah, because that got me on various TVs and news. I was on Fox News for that. That was my very first time on a TV where fucking millions of people were watching. Yeah. I remember the guys called me up. They goes, "Would you like to go live with us?" I was like, yes, the first time. And then I remember I was discussing with my girlfriend. I was like, yo, I don't know if I can do this. It's a live TV show, and they want me to come on live through Skype. I was in Dublin, and I was so nervous. I was so close to like shutting it up, like I can't do it.
Really?
But like, you know, I went on there. It was fun, and I turned into a little bit of joke, even though I was a little bit nervous and this and that. But like, it turned out great. I was so happy and proud of it.
Wow. So that really, you liked that one because that was the one that kind of got you international recognition.
That was the one that truly got me like none all over the world.
Yeah. So where's your family from then? Are they from Ireland, or are they based in Ireland, or?
I was born in Nigeria. I don't know if you listened to one of my story with the one I did with Kai Green. You know where I talk about how I was smuggled from Nigeria to Ireland at the age of 9.
Wow.
You know, without no parent and nothing. Literally, my mother gave myself and my other brother to a stranger. You know, fake name, fake passport. So that stranger, she's the one that brought us to Dublin, and she left us when we landed in Dublin. She literally drove us to an immigration door, and she dropped us by the immigration door, and she disappeared. And she said, "Go in there. Tell them you don't know how you got here. Tell them you don't know who brought you here. Tell them you got a brother," because we had a older brother. He's in his 40s. We had a whole older brother living in Ireland back then, you know. And he said, "Tell them you're looking for your brother. You know, we give them name and without English as well." So it was very hard. It was tough. But like, you know, luckily, you know, we were accepted. You know, I'm always going to be very, very grateful for the Irish people as they took us in and with an open arm, and, you know, instead of deporting us back to Nigeria, the shithole that I came from, because I did not come from the city. I was raised in a family, and I came from, you know, the poverty, the worst of the worst. Wow. You know, so they took us in, and they was able to locate our brother. So I grew up. So my brother took us in as a guardian. So, you know, I grew up with my brother, and he took care of us. And at the age of 18, 19, that's when I moved out of my brother's house. I couldn't go to college because of money problem and this and that. So that's when, you know, I sort of focused on bodybuilding.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's wow. Okay. So I saw a post that said that that you started bodybuilding because you were bullied. Is that true?
Because, yeah, you know, growing up, I mean, you know, like, you know, from that story, you know, coming from Africa, being that young, and you know, we actually didn't stay in Dublin. We end up going to the west coast of Ireland. We were like really small town, and we were like the only family there. You know, so being that young, and I was skinny as shit. You know, so, you know, starting school was very rough. With, you know, kids will make fun of you, call you hungry African kids, and they want to fight you, push you around. You know. Yeah. I just had to like sort of like figure out ways to sort of defend myself and, you know, stand up to all these guys. So I started working out. Wow. So that's where my passion, you know, for bodybuilding came from.
Yeah. You know, it's I've actually got a Ugandan nephew that had a very similar story to yours. My sister adopted him, and he was that he had to lie about his age so he could get an education, and it's kind of a bit similar to your story, where it was because he was in the middle of a war zone, and my sister, who wasn't married, she actually had to go through years of like process to try and adopt him, and, you know, and he's now a dentist, and he's married, and he's, you know, and he's doing really well, and it's people don't realize that, you know, the kind of the backgrounds and the you know, I think it's clearly shaped you as a person, you know, these experiences.
Oh yeah. 100%, like, and, you know, and that's why, you know, that's what sort of made me love bodybuilding, because of the grind, the work. Because where I came from, you know, at the age of 5, I would be on the farm with my dad. You know, we'd be like, you know, cutting down grasses and, you know, chasing others, trying to hunt some meat, and walking like miles with a bucket of water on my head or firewood, you know, to a little village where the term, you know, cook, and because there's no electricity, there's no running water, there's no, I didn't even know what TV was back then, and phone and all that shit, none of that shit, you know. So a lot of things that it was done through hard work, you know. And back then, you know, it's not like work for us because that's all we knew, you know. So it's like, it's just living, it's life,
just,
you know.
Just
so coming from that situation to Europe, and you see the way people are living, I'm like, holy shit. So all that I was doing is, wow, look how these people live. This is nothing. Even back then, you know, going through what people would call racism, we wouldn't see as racism because we didn't know what racism was. You know, we came from Africa, and from you know, like, you know, we've seen the worst of the worst. Yeah. You know, we were just so happy to be in this new environment. So whatever people may throw our way, it's like, it's nothing. You know, so getting into bodybuilding and just grind and work, That's nothing. You want to diet? That is nothing.
Yeah.
I fucking see kids on the streets, starved to death, just sitting there, no shoes, no clothes on. So that's just what makes me love bodybuilding more, because what people see as the hard, for me, it's not so. And that's why I'm always in a good spirit. And, 2 days out, 1 day out, I'm same all year round. Yeah. Nothing brings my energy down, and my energy is always stays up. Positive.
Have you ever been back to Nigeria since?
You know what? I actually haven't been. I actually I bought a ticket last year, to surprise my family and my dad. And that's when the COVID hit. We planned everything, myself and my older brother. And I haven't seen my dad in like 20 years. People be like, yo, like all these years, like for me, like since I moved to Ireland, it's nothing but grind for me, because, my goal is to do great so I can help my family out. Yeah. So there's not one bit that I was messing about. It's constantly grinding and trying to chase that greatness to get to the point where, I can be great so I can go home and just like bless my family and, change their life for better and, make them proud.
I'm getting a real sense.
And I think
I'm getting a real sense of the work ethic. I think, I'm starting to really get a feel for kind of your background and the amount and the heart you put into what you do and everything you do with your videos, your bodybuilding and everything. I'm really kind of get a sense. I didn't really know enough about you before, because like I said, we all just saw the funny, crazy videos and the zany stuff. Yeah. And, it's nice to kind of just hear this other stuff. Because I'll be honest, before I got you on, I was thinking, I don't want you to come with a persona. I want you to be yourself. And I definitely, straight away, as soon as you came on screen, I felt relaxed, because I thought you're being yourself. And I really appreciate that, Blessing.
Yeah, man, that's life. I wish like a lot of people can see that, can kind of like see that clear vision of, it's all about being yourself. Don't care what people think about you, because 99% of people make decisions and live according to other people's opinion, and what people don't realize is most of the time that people throw negativity their way or say certain things to them, it's a reflection of what's going on in their life, so they try and put down someone else, but you got to realize, like, look, you don't know me. I am me. I am not you. So I'm not going to live for you. I'm just going to be myself. I don't care what you think. I don't, so that's where, that's always been my, for me, principle from day one. And just, and of course I can't lie, it took me a while, I didn't get to a certain age till I started realizing, because I'm not going to lie, when I first moved from Africa to Europe, to Ireland, there's a lot of things I couldn't talk about because I feel like the kids are going to make fun of me. There'll be kids, we'll be in school and kids will be talking about their favorite childhood movies and all these childhood stories. Like, I'll be pretending that I know what they're talking about. I have no clue what the heck they're talking about because my childhood isn't like that.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch TV. I didn't get to see all that shit. But, because I was afraid, I couldn't really be myself. I couldn't really tell my story back then. Yeah. Because I feel like they're going to judge me and they're going to make fun of me. So it took me a while to get over that bump and, realizing that, by telling my story, other people can actually relate to it, and it can motivate people. It can get people out of shitty living or shitty sort of mindset, because life is all about your perspective. Yes. It's all about how you see things. It's not about how someone else sees it. Yeah. What you see is what you get. The way you carry yourself is the way people will, the way people will relate to you. If you carry yourself as, I'm just going to do this and I'm a loser and I just take that second place and I'm going to just say nothing, But then when you start, let them know, look, I'm here for that number one place. I'm the fucking best. Yeah. And I'm going out to be the best. Before you realize it, it's all about speaking this into existence, law of attractions. The more you think about it, the more you speak it, you have the courage to speak it. You're gonna work extremely hard because people are watching. That's gonna make you work harder because like shit, people want to laugh at you, because you've been doing all this talking, but you're not gonna let that happen.
I'm guessing you have a very, very strong bond with Kai Greene. Just a wild guess.
Yeah, man, Kai is a cool guy, man. He is for me, like #1 dude in the sport. He is more than a bodybuilder.
Why?
You know, he inspired the heck out of me. He motivated the heck out of me. And, you know, and I've been so blessed just to have him move down to Florida while I'm prepping for my pro debut. And geez, he's given me so much game. And I'm learning, even though I told him a couple of weeks ago, I told him, look, listen, Kai, I think you're giving me too much game, bro, because I'm going to use this shit against you. I said, Kai, me and you, we're going to head up on stage. Yeah. And all these shit you're giving me right now, I'm going to be playing this against you, bro. He goes, yeah, that's it. I said, yeah, bro. He said, bring it on.
Is he like your surrogate dad or your big bro or whatever? Is he like this? You're like the son you always wanted.
It's a teacher and I'm the student.
Yes. So, right. So I'm just trying to get an idea for kind of how kind of you've much progressed since 2017 when you won all those amateur shows. Because your thing is, if you were a junior in 2014, you're what? Not even 30 now? Are you? How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Oh my God! I can see why you weren't in a rush to take your pro debut, because when you've you're turning pro at 24, 25, you know you got so much. I'm glad you took that time to kind of really kind of put the effort into building your physique so you can make a big impact from day one. You know.
Yeah, man, that's always been the way I sort of do my things. Like, I am a very patient dude. I have a lot of patience, and I don't rush things.
Yeah.
And anything that I do, I want to do it to the best of my abilities. So that's why I never rush things. Even when I won the Arnold Classic Junior, my last year as a junior, 2014, right? I took a whole 3 years off, and I promised myself to turn pro at the Arnold Classic. And I did.
You did?
So I had all that time off put on, because I'm 5'10", 5'11", no, 5'10".
I thought you were, I stood next to you. You're taller than that. Because I'm 6 foot, and I'm sure you were above me, unless you had heels on or something.
I think I'm 5'11", max.
Yeah,
that's tall enough for bodybuilding. So I feel like I just need to fill out my frame a little bit more. So that's what I did in 2014. 2017, I was ready to fight for my pro card, and I got it easily, and multiple times.
Yeah, you did.
And so that's why I felt like that's the right way to do and the right move for me. So that's why I did the same shit in 2017. I'm gonna take 2 years off. When I'm ready, I'm gonna step on that pro stage, and I'll be ready to fight to get on the Olympia stage.
Yeah. So, the old Euro, what were you weighing on stage then in 2017?
2017, shit.
Ballpark.
Per maybe 230?
230. So, what are you weighing right this moment?
Right this moment?
Come on.
I am.
No fibbing. No fibbing, I'll tell. Keep the honesty going. Keep the honesty.
I'm not going to bullshit you guys. Nah.
218.
This morning, I'm weighing at 243.8.
Okay.
Now, that's depleted. I'm like fully depleted.
Yeah.
We just started today to put in a little bit more carbs.
So how's your physique looking now compared to when the last time we saw you on stage? Because we've all seen I've seen some lovely. I love that twisting shoulder one you put up, because you've got thing is you're not just a big guy. You've got aesthetics as well. You've got a really nice. From what I've seen, you've got a really lovely shape and a nice midsection.
Yo, right. The shape I'm in right now. Me looking back at my Arnold Classic shape, the shape I turned pro with, it's embarrassing. I'm like, how the heck? It's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
So it's like I am. Oh man, I feel like I'm like in the best shape of my life. I've never seen, I never felt this good before, and I never looked this good before. This lean, glutes in, hamstrings in, and the whole shape, and still while maintaining that small waist.
Yeah.
And I think again, that's one of the reasons why taking that time off really is extremely beneficial, because nothing is rushed. The midsection stay tight because everything is done gradually. So that's why I feel like what I'm going to display at Indy is going to be a truly masterpiece of work of art, and I'm going to be even better at New York Pro. And at Cali, I think it will be my optimum peak.
Okay, so you're gonna when that video you posted, you're just walking from the back, the back shot. When was that? Because I was trying to look at the condition, and the skin looked pretty thin to me, mate.
Oh, that was a while back. That was like 8 weeks out or 10 weeks out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So, okay, I know I'm mindful of your time, so I won't take up too much more of your time. What's all this beef between you and Nick Walker then? How did this begin? How did this start?
I mean, I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me saying, I've been saying this even since I turned pro. Like, my goal is to change bodybuilding. My goal is to make bodybuilding exciting again. Mm-hmm. Like back in Ronnie and Jay, back in the days. Mm-hmm. Back in the days, they don't offer the tools that we have right now. Now we got the social media. We can do absolutely anything with it. We can make bodybuilding so much bigger than anything. Maybe not as big as UFC, but we can crank it up to a certain level that was like, holy shit, this is entertainment. And I think that's the part that's lost in bodybuilding. The entertainment part is lost, and we need it back. If you look at WWE, UFC, all this, it's not just one guy fighting another guy. There's a narrative, there's a story. If there's no narrative, there's no story, nobody will be interested. Just two guys find each other on the stage. There's no what's the story behind it? We gotta have a bad guy, we don't have a good guy.
But hang on, why Nick in particular?
Why Nick in particular? I got nothing against Nick. Nick is actually, I like Nick. But his name is Mutant as well. It's a Rocky. It's a young dude. It's a freak. Yeah. And Mutant, and then we have the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's billboard stuff. That's billboard.
And
shit.
there's a Rocky that everybody loves, and everyone thinks is the next big thing.
Yeah.
And there's this, the unknown that people think is never gonna be shit. It's number a clown. So I'm like, you know what? The Boogeyman is going to attack the Mutant. And then we're going to bring this to the stage.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
We're going to give people some excitement. I called him out. What? And I sort of slide into Nick's Strength of Power. This is the first time I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I slid into Nick's Strength of Power's DM. I was like, hey, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
Make this video right now.
Okay.
Within 10 minutes, boom, Nick dropped that video. The Boogeyman versus the Mutant.
Right. So that's how it all started.
Doesn't that sound good? How good does that sound?
That sounds
yeah. Movie, right?
I mean, I sometimes it's like I've asked these questions before, like when you've seen these, and I think whether it be, I think the New York Pro, I think it's guaranteed that they're going to call you out together. I think we know. I was there in 2001 Olympia when Craig Titus was called out with Melvin Anthony, King Kamali against Craig Titus, and I tell you what, at these press conferences and in these final call-outs, the crowds go absolutely ballistic. So I think we're all looking forward to it, because I shy away. I shy away from the kind of the what you and Nick are doing online, but I accept, and I'm in the minority, but I accept that the fans, by and large, absolutely thrive on it.
Yeah, man, people love it. People love this. I know, to be honest, I'm actually the one getting all the hate. People be like, because people don't expect, why are you going to be talking because you've never stepped on a pro stage? You don't have the right to call anybody out. Like, who the heck are you? I'll talk my shit because I know what I can do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe people are enjoying it. People are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Now, New York Pro is the most talked about show of the year. Yeah. It's almost kind of getting the vibe of the Olympia because I'm talking about everybody's going to watch this show no matter what. And I feel like that's what bodybuilding needs. We need to be able to sell something to the fans. We need to be able to sell story. By doing that, we're gonna have more people paying to go into shows. We're gonna the pay-per-view revenues is gonna shoot up to the sky. And when the time comes and all the athletes come on, and all the athletes come on and you understand what's going on, now we can start asking for more money.
True.
Hey, listen, promoters. We're bringing in more fans. Your views going up. Come on, give us something here. But until then, these guys got to do more. They got to work. They got to produce content. They got to be more creative. They got to be able to market themselves and be seen not just in the bodybuilding community alone, we got to be able to penetrate those people that watch MMA, NFL, all these things. We got to be able to get all these people watching. And this is the start. When I talk about changing bodybuilding, this is the start. And so far, it's working out. I just got to make sure I do my part.
Yep.
And fuck up Indy Pro and destroy New York.
Right. Now, forgive me. This might sound like a really strange question, but if you qualify for the Olympia this year, will you do it?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes. No, the reason I say that, Blessing, is because some guys, 29 in their pro debut, they go, do you know what? I've what, like, say Sergio Oliva Jr. No. You know, he won the 2017 New York Pro. He didn't do the Olympia that year because he says, no, I want to go and make an impact. So if you qualify this year, you're going to do it. You're going to do the Olympia.
Oh, definitely. You know, and again,
Good.
You know, okay, let me clarify this, right? I cannot go to Olympia by qualifying on points.
Okay.
That should not be allowed. Come on. That's you going there on points, you know you're gonna place last anyway. So you know, just going there for a sec. No. My goal is when I qualify for the Olympia, I wanna let the world know I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
I am one of the best.
Yeah.
By winning this show, that show, and this show. And as well, I'm going to be going in there with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So that's going to give me so much power to talk so much shit. So that press conference is going to be the Boogeyman show.
Yes. Because
it's going to be the Boogeyman show.
Blessing. I don't know whether you saw the press conference last year, but no, sorry, 2019, I was at the Olympia. Honestly, I was like falling asleep. It was so dull, mate. It was so dull.
It's a new era now, bro.
Yeah, new era. You got the Boogeyman, the Mutant, you got them all coming. Thing is, I tell you, there's some really good guys coming up in their 20s.
Mad. I'll make everybody talk. You know the quietest guy in there? Those people that don't want to talk? I'll say some stupid ass shit.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you know a funny story, right? I remember when I was working with Ronnie Coleman on the RCS stand at Body Power, and you came over and said hi, and we were chatting a bit. And I remember Ronnie and one of the guys that worked there, they said, that's the guy that you should look at sponsoring. Seriously, that's the guy that we should look at sponsoring. He said that 2016, you know. I remember.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then obviously, Aaron kind of snapped you up with Redcon. So, right, I'm going to be mindful of your time. Would you like to say any thank yous or shout outs? I mean, clearly, obviously, to Aaron, just generally, or before we go?
I mean, generally, I just want to say thank you to, all the true bodybuilding fans that's out there supporting us, that are going to pay and watch these shows, that are going to watch the live shows. Mm-hmm. We are nothing without you guys. Thank you for your support. Whether you hate me or you like me, you're still talking about me, so I appreciate you. Yeah. And shout out to my sponsor, Record One. They were always keeping it real. They got me to where I'm at right now, and I'm truly grateful for that. And thank you for having me on this. Thank you for giving me your time. Allow me to come on here and express myself. I really appreciate that. And man, that's all. And
do you know what? I mean, this will come out you compete on the next Saturday, yeah, correct, or Sunday?
Yeah, I'm on stage Saturday.
So this is coming out 3 days before your pro debut.
Perfect.
Yeah, so Blessing, I'm gonna let you go, mate, and get you so you can go eat your fish and greens and and your diet water. And
thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Blessing, and all the best with your pro debut and all the shows for this year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Blessing. Bye. Okay, guys, for our MD Global Muscle Hot News special, we have the organizer of a new expo being organized in the UK, Darren Nally from Liverpool.
No, I'm doing the expo in Liverpool. I'm from the Midlands, but near enough.
Oh, got it. Darren, thank you for joining us. Now, I want to get you on because obviously this is huge news, a new expo in the UK. Obviously, we had no Body Power last year, so I just want to get you on to give us some details because obviously you've got some huge special guests coming. So yeah. I want to get the lowdown from you from this new event coming to the UK.
Okay, thanks, mate. It feels like, I suppose it's very new to a lot of people, but this is over 2.5 years in the making. This is something we originally planned. Yeah, we planned this in May, June 2019.
Okay.
It was booked for the 26th of September 2020. So we kind of got ready with it, with the marketing kind of a good year and a bit before. Our first guest was Justin Compton that we announced. You know, we wanted to go in there and announce the guest big straight away. And then obviously COVID hit literally straight away. So we were like, right, brilliant. So it was actually the weekend that we started selling tickets. COVID hit. So we've obviously
back in March last year.
I know. We moved it once, which would have been April the 10th.
Yeah.
But then obviously with everything that's going on, we knew around February time that wasn't ever going to happen. So we moved it to July, which thankfully is literally 2 weeks after the world's open again, isn't it? So we're definitely going ahead. So, you know, Liverpool being Liverpool as well, they're a testing centre and all that kind of stuff. So we've been given the absolute green light. Worst case scenario, there'll be a limited capacity, but that's still okay because it's year one.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically I've always been in the background of things. I've competed myself. I was with a federation for a long time helping them. Mm-hmm. I used to drive a lot of these stars around for Body Power. I've actually met you a couple of times here and there.
Okay.
In lobbies of hotels. Lobbies of hotels. I remember the last time I think was when Phil Heath was over in the hotel in Solihull. And yeah, so I drove them around. I kind of got into that. I always wanted to do something, but never really had the balls or the money. So now I've kind of just gone for it, and I've had some amazing sponsors and that. So we've announced 28 stars.
Wow.
Every single one is a credible athlete. There's no disrespect, but there's no Insta famous crew really. Mm-hmm. We've got Justin Compton, Jose Raymond, James Hollingshead. Awesome. We announced Ramy last week, Dennis James, Rob Bowman Taylor, Anth Bales,
Jamie the Giant.
And literally every bodybuilder here, pretty much aside from Ramy, is not just going to stand there and shake your hand. They're going to be training live in the lair. They're going to be training either with each other or with you.
Fantastic.
So we're giving people an option of kind of jumping in and doing a few sessions. We've got World's Strongest Man, Alexei Novikov. We've got the World's Strongest Woman. We've got the best CrossFit star in the UK. We've got as many as I can possibly try and budget for.
Yeah.
So we wanted to put it away from the Midlands because obviously Body Power has been something it's pretty much been the only one that's ever existed. So we kind of wanted to put it at the other calendar end of the year, which was originally September.
Yeah.
And away from it as well. And Liverpool, it's a cracking city. From a weekend perspective, if you're coming from around the UK, great nightlife. You're literally on the docks. Absolutely beautiful expo centre. Nothing like the size of the NEC, but still decent enough size. And then we wanted to also obviously not put it anywhere near Body Power in the calendar year. But the way it's all fell, we're now in July, so middle of the year. Still leaves a good 4 months for the Arnold, so people can go to both, which is absolutely what you want to do. I remember I've been to every single Body Power, and when you come out there, I'm buzzing to go again, but you've got to wait a whole another year.
Yeah.
Whereas now you don't. You've got 2 or 3 events of the same type of thing. But yeah, where we're a little bit different is, we're definitely smaller, of course, but every single star, I'm a bodybuilding fan, and I thought, well, who do I want? So I never met Justin Compton. There's only 3 or 4 I've never really met on the scene, and I really wanted to meet him. Fuad has been amazing throughout, and Fuad's come in. He's doing a seminar on the Friday night as well, exclusive seminar. That's for VIPs only.
Okay.
So yeah, the list is really strong, but we're all from this world. We've either competed ourselves or been a big part of that scene. So, for example, the Strongman Arena is run by a friend of mine who runs Strongman comps.
Yeah.
The CrossFit is being run by a guy who runs CrossFit comps. I'm organising this along with my 2 business partners, and we're all into fitness, strength, sports of some kind. So, with all due respect, we're not just businessmen trying to carve a niche out of something. We all love it, and we've got a passion for it. We've announced 114 brands. I don't know how the hell I've done it, but I've done it.
Wow, that's brilliant. Yeah. First year. I don't think even Body Power had that first year, mate. I was there in 2009. I was there.
The people that are building the stands for us, Anchor Exhibitions, are the ones that did Body Power up till about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, no, they didn't. They had about 60 in the first one. So 114 brands. We've got no trade stand space left anymore. All gone, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think we've done quite well, Giles, is A, because of the athletes and, the sponsors and everything else. But the trade stand price that I've given is literally a fifth of what the average trade stand space is.
Good.
Because when I went to Body Power 2.8, 2.9, 2.10, 2.11 and walked out with bagfuls of stuff,
yeah,
I loved it. And I remember speaking to Eric Schwartz because I used to look after the animal lads, and he's like, we can't afford it anymore, Darren. We can't afford to fly over, pay 15 grand for a stand, and then give away shakers and T-shirts, and then it becomes a 25 grand weekend.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've given Stanza a fraction of the price on the basis that please do offers, please give a few freebies away. And so therefore you should, I mean, our VIP ticket, you get more in your bags than what you pay for the ticket.
Wow.
You know, our VIP weekend is 89 quid. You're getting 2 goodie bags, T-shirt, VIP access. There's free prep food in our VIP lounge, for God's sake, like actual prep food.
Okay.
Which because I've done a really good deal with NutriFast, who are a really good prep food company based up in Rotherham. We've got a barber in there. We've got, there's free donuts in there. There's protein brownies in there. So you really will be a VIP, looked after like a VIP.
Oh, fantastic.
So I'm just trying to come at it from a perspective of what a fan wants.
Yeah.
I don't want to just queue up for 3 hours and meet someone and shake their hand. I want to interactively, I want to watch them train. Like, I was so lucky to look after some of these stars when we used to drive them around. Kevin Levrone, Brian Shaw, Dallas McCarver, God bless him, looked after him. Mm-hmm. And that was what I loved as a fan, watching these guys train. So the Lair, which is the epicenter of this expo, where that will happen. It's a 9 meter by 9 meter gym. And around that are the supplement needs, the CMPs, the Strom Nutritions, the Explosive Apes, the Insight Supplements, the Cardiff Sports Nutritions, the Hostile are coming to the UK for the first time.
Great.
Ant Bales will be there, Cuba will be there. All those guys will be around that hub. And then over here's the Strongman, over here's the CrossFit, over here's your kind of model search. You've got an MMA ring. We've got the Ard Blair Stones coming out from Scotland. We've got the Rage Cage where you can just pull a PB while Rhiannon Lovelace shouts at you.
Wow.
Because I couldn't get the Animal Lads over. So I thought, well, what can I do that's similar? Without ripping them off, I've created this Rage Cage where basically Rhiannon's going to do a strength workshop. Big Lars is going to do a strength workshop. But also it's open for you guys to come in and do pound for pound bench, pound for pound dead. And also just if you just want to, you don't want to compete, but you just want to pull 250 that day in front of people.
Yeah. And
we'll shout at you and give you a T-shirt for doing so,
Nice.
That's really it.
Wow. It sounds like the early days of body pack. Because I'm like yourself. I'm a hardcore bodybuilding fan. I'm kind of through and through. And I like those really early days of body pack. The first few years when it was just, it was more bodybuilding centric, and because obviously I'm not, things like CrossFit and Strongman are fantastic, but the Insta stars and stuff, that doesn't actually interest me. So to hear, and it sounds like you're getting really good value for money there as well, especially with the VIP, and you're giving, the free stuff, and it sounds to me like it's going to be a really good experience for anyone wanting to go, mate. To be honest. Yeah,
and that's what it's about. It can be so costly, whereas for me, it isn't right to charge that for a brand. Let's get it clear. I've sold the trade space, but I haven't covered the rent with that. That's the normal premise of an expo is you cover the rent and more, and then the tickets is your bonus, and that pays for your stars. Then you announce your stars. Okay. I've done it the other way around. I've announced my stars.
Oh wow!
Cross my fingers. But no, we've got an amazing lineup. Like I said, Justin Compton for me was the one I wanted originally because also with me, Giles, I want stars that haven't been to the UK for either a long time or never.
Yeah.
So Fuad, the last time I met him was 212 when he was with Cytec at Body Power. He's coming over now, and he's very current at the minute as well. We were chatting to him. Obviously, Luke was obviously going to attend. God bless him as well. James Hollingshead's going to be there. Donna Murphy, all those guys are going to be there. Redcon is going to be with Sup Needs. Mm-hmm. But yeah, everyone I've announced has either not been here ever or not been here for a long time if they're coming international. We've got people like Jordan Sayat come in. Like I said, we've got the World's Strongest Man. So that's the first time you'll have him in the UK since he won that. I've just kind of tried to appeal. I'd say it's 80% the hardcore kind of strongman, bodybuilder, powerlifter, and then probably 20% general population fitness, which is okay. And you've got to have a bit. There's the British Army there. We've got climbing walls. We've got yoga. We've got the Wim Hof method. We've got bits and pieces of all of that stuff. But the core of it, the crux of it really is what we are about, which is the strength sport stuff,
Well, I think the thing that really got the bodybuilders fans' attention was getting Big Ramy, the current Mr. Olympia. Yeah. Because I spoke to Subi and we were talking, because he supports me, I support him because we both do the kind of similar things. Yeah, we do similar things. And when he said it, he managed to get coinciding the UK tour with Ramy being at your event. I was really, really happy for you. Even though I didn't know you at the time, really. I didn't know,
I'm not going to lie. I had a little tear that night. That Friday night, I think he rang me about 11:30 and to get signed the deal. I was like, man.
That's
because I thought, you know what? In year one, that ain't a bad place to be. We've got the world's strongest man, the world's strongest woman, and the best bodybuilder on the planet. And I was like, how the hell have we done this? But yeah, don't get me wrong. I haven't slept for about 2 years. Don't get me wrong. I wake up in cold sweats every night. Have we sold enough tickets? Can we do this? But it feels very real now. We're now 9 weeks out. Tickets are on sale. We've got so much, I've got the schedule in front of me here of what's going on, and it's just packed. There's no empty stage stuff going on. We've literally got, I've got Patrick Tor coming over. So
good friend of mine.
We've got
brilliant
Mike and Leisha putting people through sessions. We've got Josh Maley putting people through sessions. Cuba Keelan putting people through sessions. We've got Dave Crosland talking about performance-enhancing drugs in sport, because why the hell not? Because they're used. So let's talk about it and let's educate people. We've got Rhiannon Lovelace doing the same thing in female sport, because, again, it's used. So let's talk about it. Let's not shy away from that. We're not going to be selling it and telling you to take that. We're going to be educating you on taking that, because it's used. So let's just get it out there. So if you're a fan of any of those sports, any of those things that take any of that stuff, if you're into good hardcore supplements, proper brands, with all due respect as well, I've looked at all the brands we've got, and we got lots of offers off lots of brands, but I've only taken people who sell good products.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, you won't see any nonsense there. You really won't. We've got all the best supplement brands are there. We had quite a lot of people asking for this, that, and the other, and the Herbalife crew and all that got involved. No, sorry.
Oh God,
we're not having it, because we want you to get value for money. Up till about probably a month ago, they're pretty much all British brands, aside from Hostile.
Okay.
So it was only then when Enhanced jumped in at the very end with that last stand. But yeah, it's going to be a mad weekend. We've got the after party on the Saturday night. We've already booked 2022 as well, crazily.
Great.
Yeah.
You're going all in, mate. You're going all in.
Yeah. I think the thing is as well, because it's been such a crappy year or 2 years, venues were a little bit more flexible as well. So the last thing you want to do when this is going on is plan again. But actually, we've took a bigger hall for year 2.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I've gone off and set this federation up as well at the same year, which is mental. So our first show's in 3 weeks in Leeds.
Okay.
When I set this up, I genuinely thought all the feds would come with us and want a show. And I offered them and they didn't want it. So I was like, okay, let's set our own up. And that's what we've done. So, it's going to be a busy weekend. So
where can people find out more, and where can people get tickets if they'd like to go?
So it's at the Exhibition Centre in Liverpool. So Fitxpo is our Insta account and our Facebook account. All the links are in the bio.
Yep.
All the tickets are on there. If you want to buy a day ticket, it's just $23.50. Weekend's $38. VIP weekend is $89. Okay. There's a few left, and then VIP day is $59. So we are a fraction of the price, but we're giving value for money. And yeah, even if you're a gym owner, we're doing like discounts for gyms. If you come with 10, if you come with 5, you get extra tickets free and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's all in there. Fitxpo UK. It's kind of a big orange X.
Yep.
And that's it really. So yeah, we're getting there now. It feels very, very real. It's been a long journey, but we're going to offer a lot of stuff. It's a very interactive celebration of fitness and strength. Everything going on. Come along. That's it.
Well, what we'll do is, because we have a news and shout out segment, which this is part of, and what we do is we bring up Instagram accounts. So any updates you put on Instagram in the next 9 weeks in the lead up, any more announcements, anything, because I'll see it on my feed, we'll bring it up on the show as we count down to to your event. Because like I said, we're here to help in any way we can, and I like to see. I kind of reached out to Nick Horton when he started, and I like to see people take a chance, especially like you said in the last couple of years. That's been so rubbish for so many people, and people not being able to train and all this. And I think people are ready for something like this now. I think they're really craving it.
Yeah, it can't come at a better time. Literally 2 weeks after. So it's July 3rd, 4th. It's literally the first event. I mean, Liverpool is the first expo. There's the next expo of this kind in the UK is the Arnold's, obviously, and that'll be great. And I'll be there. And this is one thing that's so important, Giles. We should all support each other. If I'm a fan of bodybuilding,
totally agree.
I'll go to a NABBA show. I'll go to a Two-Barrow show. I'll go to a PCA show. Let's support each other in that. And, with an expo, absolutely. I will go to the Arnold's. We've been talking to the Arnold's. There's no issues there.
Yeah.
Because it's all the same bloody thing. So why would I not,
Yeah.
I said about this, you don't go to Glastonbury to watch one band. We've got so many different things going on at this.
Yeah.
And you're going to walk away educated. You're going to walk away with some great bargains and meeting some great people. And literally the first chance you can. And yeah, the fact that Liverpool's in the position it is as well with all the testing the events, we are primed for it.
Brilliant. And we will need 3 press passes, please.
Yeah, that's fine. I want you there anyway doing some. We're actually building like a little TV studio,
wow.
So the plan is, the official plan is that Fuad, we want Bodybuilding Bollocks on the Friday night to go out from the Friday night.
Yep.
So that's the plan. And then there'll be special guests at that. So that's for the VIP. But then over the weekend, we're going to have a hub.
Yeah.
And effectively throughout that weekend, I want people like jumping in and doing an hour or two, special guests. I'm happy with you doing some of that. We can have a chat, no problem at all.
Cool.
You can get as much content as you want because you've got 28 or 29 stars with a few more to pick from as well. There's a couple more in my back pocket as well. So,
well, the thing is, we are a bit of diva. We're a bit diva-like. So we might want the green room painted a certain way.
That's
we might want some tepid water at a certain room temperature.
That's
so
okay.
What? Red carpet. Right, okay. Darren, like I said, we're here to help any way we can. And I just wish you all success. And I hope the place sells out. And I hope it gets packed. And it's a huge success. And you just go on to bigger and better things. But Darren Nally, for the organizer of the Fitxpo, thank you so much for coming on Global Muscle Hot News. And all the best. And try and get some sleep.
Take care, mate. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Darren.
See you later.
Bye-bye. Okay, guys, it is hot news and shout-out segment for episode 17 of MD Global Muscle. Okay, who do we have first? This is a follow-on from our interview you've just seen with Darren Nally, the organizer of the new Fitxpo in Liverpool, England. I just wanted to, Fitxpo_UK. Okay, can you just turn the volume down a tiny little bit, please? Thank you. Right, okay, now this is what Darren was talking about. This is the one I think he was most excited about. Is training with Justin Compton. Justin's actually, do you remember? You don't remember Justin Compton? He was at his mid-20s and he was really, he got 8th in one Olympia. I think it was 2016 Olympia. And then, sorry? No. And then he had some health issues, but he was really really one to watch. I think he won one of the Arnolds, actually, one of the Arnold Classics. But he coaches people now, and he's looking quite big again. So I'm just wondering if we'd see a comeback from Justin. But the things with Justin, he's still probably only early 30s. So he won the second in the Ferrigno Legacy, top 5 Arnold Classics. And yes, he did win an Arnold Classic, the Arnold Classic Asia in 2016, along with first at the Orlando Europa Show of Champions. So they're basically, as Darren said, they got a cage basically where they're going to be doing live training with. So Josh Malley, there's another very well-known British bodybuilder. I think he won the NABBE Universe. He's tall, isn't he? What, 6'5" or something?
Yeah, I remember him. He competed to a guy who was like 5.
Oh, you were there?
5'2". I got pictures actually.
Okay.
5'2", and both of them stood next to each other.
Okay.
He looks really weird.
But he's because he's tall, isn't he? Because he trains with Jamie the Giant, doesn't he? The IFBB Pro, Jamie the Giant. And I don't think he's quite, is he tall as Jamie? Because Jamie's 6'5". Right. Okay. Well, anyway, so he's going to be training in the cage. This is on July 3rd and 4th. So it's a 2-day expo. Fouad Abiad, obviously, with his podcasts, he's doing very, very well. Other pros. Our pros don't just shake your hand. You will be able to watch them train live in the lair. So that's cool. And I believe he's doing a live podcast as well. So, And of course, we've got Dennis James and, Dennis James, who's going to be obviously accompanying Big Ramy, the current Mr. Olympia. So I think that for me, I think Ramy is the one thing that's really going to make, the difference between being a good expo and a really good expo, because Ramy is current Mr. Olympia, so that is absolutely huge. So he said he cried, didn't he? He said he cried with tears of joy when he found out that Ramy, the current Mr. Olympia, was going to be at the Fitxpo on his 10-day UK tour. So really, really, really happy for Darren there getting that one. That's a huge name to bag, and I'm glad that their schedules could coincide. So they could get, and also Patrick Tour as well. Good friend of mine, Patrick. Guys, if you're going to be in the UK and you're going to go to this, go to one of his seminars, because this guy really knows his stuff. He's probably one of the best coaches in the world, probably in the certainly the top 3, top 5. Very, very successful coach, good guy. So anyway, we'll be doing more updates on Jamie the Giant there. That's him. That was him at the British Grand Prix, where he took 4th place. Have you seen the pictures of Jamie lately?
I've seen some of his photos. Yeah, I've seen the pictures.
He's making gains, mate. I tell you what, he's going to be. I think he'll be 300 pounds on stage at 6'5" with like a 34, 32-inch waist. He's got fantastic aesthetics. But I am seeing the gains now, so I'm really, really looking forward to seeing Jamie. As obviously we had Jamie in the end of season. Was it no start of season 4? End of season 3? End of season 3. We had Jamie the Giant in. Oh yeah, end of season 3. Yeah, we had Jamie in the studio as my co-host, and we were interviewing Milos, Steve Cooklow, Dennis James, and then obviously we did our intro and shout out. So he said he was quite tired when he finished. So yeah, so give these guys a follow and get some tickets if you want to go. It was 100. Did you say 140 trade stands, 120 or something? 120. Yeah, so that's a crazy amount. That's a really good. I've got a feeling this is going to be a really, really good expo. So I'm looking forward to going, and maybe we can do some, do some Globe Muscle maybe from there. I don't know. Let's see what we can sort out. Right, okay. Morgan Asti, who we had on in season 2, season 3, season 3, 3. I'm sure it's season 3. It might. Well, anyway, we've had Morgan Asti, the French pro. Morgan hasn't competed since the Arnold Classic last year. Now, if I say he got one from last, it'll probably you'll think he's not that good, but he actually is. He had the best condition in the whole show, and look at the size of this guy. Look at him, holy shit! So here's a guy 6'3". God, he makes Larry Wheels look small, doesn't he? Wow, she's been training with Larry Wheels. He's been in a film with Kai Green. I don't know whether it's going to be on here. Probably should be, wouldn't it? Somewhere if I go back far enough. There you are. Look at this condition of Morgan. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the conditioning. I mean, look at the vascularity, the paper thin skin. But always Chris Aceto's prepping him. Oh my God, this will be interesting. In fact, was Chris Aceto prepping him before? I didn't. Why is that a surprise to me? Is that? Has he been prepping? Oh my God, the size of him. Yes, he did. Here we are. This is the film he did with Kai Green. Yeah, look. Oh, it's a Bollywood movie. Yeah, Bollywood movie. Yeah, I don't know who these guys are. Are these Bollywood bodybuilding stars or? Probably. I don't know. Yeah, look. There's Kai Green, and there's Morgan. I'm so glad Morgan's doing films. Pogaru. Is that like Pokemon, but with martial artists? Sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Is that like I'm getting like a Mortal Kombat feel here. Yeah. Mortal Kombat and Pokemon with bodybuilders. There you go. That's what that is. So that's actually out now. So yeah. So basically, Morgan. I only found this out the other day. Morgan is competing at the Indy Pro, which will be this weekend. By the time you watch this, it'll be on Saturday. This comes out on Wednesday. So, let's have a look at this. Look at this video. Okay. Wow. Who's he training with here? Oh. Okay. So some sound. Okay. Here we go. Oh, no. Yep. Don't get the YouTube police on us. Wow. He looks good, doesn't he? My God. I think it's always so impressive when you get somebody that's that big, but also really in condition. I mean, look at Morgan's face. I mean, this is another guy. That's not Morgan. There he is. Look at the face. That's diet face, that. I think he's awesome. I think he's really awesome. He turned pro at the Arnold Classic in America. He won the super heavyweights and I believe the overall. Yes, it was the overall because there was a picture of him with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was a few years ago. Yes, he was prepped by Chris Aceto. Yeah, because he was prepped by Chris Aceto then because I saw him on Chris Aceto's newsfeed. So I'm, like I said, he's not giving much away here in terms of his very little he's giving away here. But who's this guy? Okay, Mike Thurston. I don't know him. Also, it's Paul Walker. Paul Walker. Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't he? Yeah, from the Fast and Furious, the guy who died a few years ago. Yeah, wow, look at the size of him. Morgan, it's the conditioning, though. He's a monster, isn't he? And he's such a nice guy. Such a cool guy. Oh, here we go. Right. Okay. So I'm really excited to see what Morgan's bringing. Strongman. He's done strongman as well. Strongman French champion. Wow, Morgan Asti, the Big Rock. You know, I actually put him in my MD column a couple of months ago, trying to, because he said he wants to do a film training session with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. So he thought Big Rock and, well, you can't call Dwayne Johnson Little Rock, can you? Because he's a big dude as well. Yeah, I think most human beings would look small next to Morgan.
The Pebble.
Hang on, who's this? Yeah, the Pebble. Wow, the conditioning, see? Do you know what? I hope he gets a good look in at the Indy. I hope he gets a good placing. I want to see him in that top 5 because I think that level of conditioning and that size is it's very impressive to see. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited to see what Morgan's going to be bringing next week. And I would imagine he'll be doing the New York Pro as well. And maybe like Blessing, he'll be doing the Cali Pro as well because I know he wants to do a lot of shows. So, yeah. And also the dark horse for the Indy Pro this weekend. Another guy who kept his prep quiet, I only found out this the other day, is IFBB Pro _big.general. This is Dwayne Walker. Now, Dwayne really, really... I've got 5th in Tampa in my head last year. Yeah. I'm sure he was 5th, and then I think he dropped a couple of places because I think his condition started to go. But here's a guy who moved up from the 212. He was on Global Muscle last season, season 3. And he's really, really... I think a lot of people... He impressed a lot of people last year in the competitive season. He's looking... I mean, the conditioning... I mean, if you could see really close, I don't know what you can really... If you zoom in. I mean, this is him probably depleted and flat here. But I like Dwayne because he's a hard worker. I think he can back up his talk. Because he's very confident, kind of cocky guy, but he backs it up because he's a really, really impressive athlete. And I think he could be a real threat for top 3 at the Indy Pro. Look at the back. Look at that. Wow. I really think he's going to, he's one to watch because he had a lot of people talking about him last year after Tampa. Let's have a look at another shot here. Let's have a look. There we go. Okay, what am I watching? Oh, is this? Oh, this is a video. Okay. I'm not hearing anything. No. Oh, well.
I commented it, and I asked him, what show are you getting ready for? Because he looked...
Oh, no, I don't want to... Let's go. Yeah, the competition. Right, okay, there we are. Yeah, look at that. God, it's funny when you see a bodybuilder next to a normal human being, you kind of realize just how... I mean, look at the size of his shoulders. It's bigger than her head. Look. Wow. Condition looks great. Detail, love the detail. That's like Ronnie Coleman 98 Olympia detail there. And his legs look like they've come up. The ham drop's looking a bit better there. But yeah, I'm really, really... Oh, yeah. I think he's going to do... Look at that. Look at the detail. I've never seen that before. That line there. The upper pack and the lower pack. Wow. I mean, he's...
Looks like
Kevin LeBron. Yeah. In the early days, yeah. Yeah, looks great. Yeah, so I really, really, really am excited to see Dwayne this year at the Indy Pro. He'll definitely be doing the New York Pro. He likes to compete, this guy, because he's moved from... Where's Sean Roden from? Jamaica. Yeah, I wrote about him in my column, him and Phil Claha. Both from Jamaica, and he lives in Florida now doing PT. But I really like Dwayne. I think he's a cool guy. I think he's a fantastic athlete, and he's 94.3 thousand followers. He's confident. He's got a good personality, and I think he's a really great addition to the pro scene. And yeah, I like him. He's a cool guy, and he's very respectful as well too. When you speak to him generally, there's no cockiness. I like him. He's got spirit. This guy. Let's have a look at him then. Come on. That mask. But he terrifies people with that mask. Yeah. Bit of a Kai Green look to him, I think. Like a slightly smaller Kai Green. Yeah. He's aesthetic as well. Look at that waistline. Yeah, he's looking really good. Really, really good. I love the wide shoulders, the small waist, the huge, detailed back. But that's the thing. He's big, but he's also very detailed as well. I think he's got a nice physique, a really nice physique. He needed to beef up the legs and the hams a bit, but hopefully that's the case. Look the way he angles his body now when he does his front double bicep. Yeah, look. It's beautiful. Yep, arms are great. Yeah, great. Let's look at his front lat spread. Oh, another double bicep. Okay. Can you give us a front lat spread, mate? Come on. Hit the pose, please. Yeah, looks good. Looks really good. Waist still nice and small. Yeah, looks great. Yeah, I tell you what. How do you think you do against Hassan?
Hassan will destroy him.
Do you think Hassan will beat him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it'd be interesting to see because, I mean, Hassan... No. Hassan was... No, he was 5th at New York Pro. He was 5th and he was 5th in Tampa. Right, okay. Well, I'd be interested to see how these guys have all improved, in the last year because it's... it's coming up quick now. It's so exciting now. All the shows are starting again. So, right, okay, I'm going to go to my next one, which is John Jewett. Now, I am very, very excited to see what John is going to be bringing this year because John, in 2019, he was one of these guys that was frustrating me because he was just, you could see everything was there and he was kind of on the verge of breaking through to the next level. And but he wasn't quite getting there. And then in 2019, he won Tampa. Or was it Dallas? He won Tampa. I think it was Dallas or Tampa. He won a 212. And then I think it was Tampa. And then he went to the Olympia and he took 4th place in the 212. So that's like to go from, not winning a pro show to getting 4th. And then last year at the Olympia, I think he was 13th or 14th. So he really tumbled down, But I think that really lit a fire under him. And he is he's been looking sensational for weeks now. So he really wants to get back up there now. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that diet face. Look at that. That is a guy who's suffering, There we are. He's very, very, as he does something, John J3 University or something. He gives he's very technical, this guy. Very, very kind of nerdy with his macros and all his, his reps, and he's very scientific about his approach to bodybuilding. But I think I would be very, very shocked if he didn't win in Indy, at the Indy Pro. So, yeah, he's obviously, hang on, what's this? Is he flat here or woke up, I think, at my hardest look ever in my life. Such an exciting feeling when you're when you're in the best condition you've ever been in. I tell you what, it's the best feeling ever. You wake up and your skin like snaps back and it's a real buzz. Nothing quite like it. Seriously. It really isn't. So, and obviously there's his wife, Renee. Yeah, Renee. Yeah. Roxy Q Flex on Mortal Kombat. You're into all that, aren't you?
Yep.
Mortal Kombat. I've not seen it. Lauren's into that as well. So why have I never watched it?
Have you seen the old one?
No.
Oh, it's so cheesy.
Is it bad?
Women doing mud fighting.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Let's not be judgmental.
But it's cheesy though.
Is that cheesy?
The way
Women mud wrestling?
Yeah,
no judgment here. But God, the size of her legs. She's got massive legs. She's wellness now. No, she's figure. She's switched to wellness now, isn't she? She's wellness. Yeah, she competed at... did she win what? She won something last year, didn't she? She won Tampa. No, she turned pro at Tampa. Hang on. I'll have to go back and watch the episode. We'll have to get him on again. Anyway, yeah, so John Jewett, yeah, I'm really, really... I think he's going to... I think 2020, that day, getting that 14th or 13th at Olympia, that's really lit a fire in his ass now. I think he's going to really come back this year. And I think we'll see him hopefully winning the Indy Pro. And I would really, really like to see him back. And I'm sure he would like himself to be back in the top 5 at the Olympia in Orlando in October. Right, okay. Now, obviously this weekend, the show is still going on right now, is the Pittsburgh Pro. Angela Borges Wellness. We had 914,000 followers. Wow. Okay, now we had her on with Robert Phil a few months ago. She doesn't speak English, so Robert Phil was kindly translating for us. But Angela Borges just won the first ever pro wellness event in Pittsburgh at the Pittsburgh Pro. So beating one of the huge other wellness kind of stars, Urishna. I think, is that Urishna there, I would imagine? I would imagine, yeah. But I mean, yeah, she's clearly, she's amazing. Did she turn pro at Spain or Romania last year, wasn't it? It was Spain. Was it Spain? I think Alicante. Yeah, she turned pro there. And But yeah, let's have a look at the pictures. Yeah, so she's won now, and I, to be honest, as soon as I saw the pictures of her and Urishna, I mean, I haven't. There's talk that that will be the top two at the Olympia because obviously the wellness is coming to the Olympia this year. So I mean, this is a huge profile show. Yeah, the glutes. See, look at the glutes. Wow, amazing shape. I'm glad that the category has kind of found its way now. But yeah, I sweat patches there, mate. But so she's won. She's won the first, big pro show of the wellness. So absolutely. I mean, how many shows did she say she'd done? She's done, it was like 65 shows or something. She'd won 64 of them. Yeah, like won an absolute. She's been competing for years, and she is. She's. There's probably she could win the Olympia this year. The first ever wellness Olympia. She is absolutely sensational. Such a dedicated athlete, such a prolific athlete, doing so many shows. But beautiful shape. Exactly, I think the criteria for this category. Yeah, so Angela Borgia's wellness. I think you're going to be seeing a lot more of her. 3 times world champion, 7 times Arnold Classic champion, and 60 times wellness champion. She's won 60 wellness shows in Brazil over the last however many years. So that is a woman who's not afraid to compete. So, yeah, fantastic. So, so looking forward to seeing what she brings to the Olympia in October. Right, okay. And Urishna, who I was just talking about, the lady who took second, Urishna Ayala. Where is she? 2.4 million. Whoa. Wow. Okay, cool. That's good. That's pretty impressive. What a beautiful shape, though. Look at that. Wow, look at that. That is a photo. That's a really good photo. I mean, that looks like she's been drawn. I mean, that's like the perfect wellness.
Super slim waist.
That's a very good picture. That is a very, very good picture. I mean, I think her and Angela will be, they'll be 1 and 2 at the Olympia. I don't know which order.
They'll be like Phil Heath versus Kai Green.
Yeah, Phil and Kai, or Ronnie and Jay of the wellness. But wow, what amazing. I love that quarter turn she does. But there she is, Pittsburgh. There you go. Watch the Pittsburgh Pro live. Obviously, the show will be over by the time you watch this now. Do you want to watch the training glutes or just more? Let's watch a video. Absolutely phenomenal athlete. Yeah. Yeah, she's very good. Can you have some sound or?
Music.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Look at that. What silky hair she's got. Look how shiny it is.
What shampoo do you
use? Yeah, she needs a shampoo sponsor, I tell you that now, or a conditioner sponsor. Because I'm worth it. L'Oreal. Yeah, she's good, isn't she? I think that's her best pose, that quarter turn there. Amazing. Yeah, I think Angela, she's going to be nipping on your heels for the Olympia. But look at that shot there. That's a nice shot. Yeah. We'll have to get her on either Globe Muscle or Buff Bombshell very, very soon. She looks like a superhero, doesn't she? Mm-hmm. Look at that. Wow. In fact, Jay and Manning did some really nice pictures in the latest edition of MD that she's in. Absolutely fantastic. Sponsored by Bang as well, Bang Energy. They always have the coolest trade stands at the Arnold Olympias. They're like loads of people dancing and music, and Ron Harris usually there filming it, and because he likes all that kind of cool stuff. Right, okay, we're going to go to Sulio's now. Does a lot of promotion, kind of like online Instagram, sort of promoting athletes all over the world all year round. Now, this is the guy, Divinely Fit. This is the guy that won the Classic at the Pittsburgh Pro. Let's go to his Instagram because I want to see more. See if there's more. Oh, come on. Right, this is Divine Master. So he got 8th at the Olympia last year, 3-time Olympian, 8th in the world. So I'm guessing he got 8th. I think he got 8th. That means he got 8th at the Olympia last December. So he's really, really good. 35.9%. 1,000 followers. Yes. So he's won the Pittsburgh. So yeah, he's good, isn't he? He's big for Classic, isn't he? He's a big guy. Look at his hamstring drop. These are not good pictures. People's, fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, he's one that, is that the guy? I'm guessing that's the guy who got second. I want to see some classic poses from him. Oh yeah, he needs a bit more hamstring there. But fantastic. Great physique. Yeah, I think I saw him at the Arnold Classic one year as well. So, yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, so what's his name again? Divine Master. That's a cool name. Divine Master.
His real name.
Divine, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's, Divinely Fit. Yeah, follow. So, yeah, so interesting to see. Now, he's qualified for the Olympia, the Classic Olympia in October in Orlando, Florida. Okay, so give him a follow. Okay, we're going to go to, I want to go to the Indy Pro because that show run by Dave Bowers is this weekend. So I want to go to the scorecard. Now, by the time this comes out, the preview with myself and Ron Harris will be filmed and out. So check out, I mean, I won't do a full rundown now because I want to do that with Ron, and we take our time. We go right through the competitor lists. But yeah, so there's Morgan Asti, who we've just done, Blessing, who we've had on, Mohammed El Imam, remember we had him on from Egypt?
Yep, he's funny guy.
Ramy's my best friend. I liked him. He's a cool guy. I saw some pictures actually. He's looking really, really good, and he's a big dude, this guy. Stephen Frazier, I remember he was a Gasp party I was at in 2012 in Texas at the Gasp party. He was there. He's a nice guy. Dorian Hayward. I like Dorian Hayward. I hope he gets a fair shake at this one because I think he's really, really good. Justin Rodriguez. Yeah, well, I'll be very surprised if he doesn't turn up because he's been prepped now by Abdullah. So he switched coaches. Sean Smith, now been working with Patrick Tour, so I'll be interested to see what he's going to bring. We've had him on the show as well. And, of course, the big General Dwayne Walker. And in the 212, Samir Trudy, standout, Justin Randall, Derek Oslin, they spelled his name wrong. He's probably one of the favourites. Well, he is one of the favourites. And Nola Dam, he won this show 2 years ago, was it? I think it was 2 years ago. He won 2019. He won this. He won the 212. And also, John Jewett's name's not on there, but I do believe he is. I saw some interactions between him and the promoter about handing in his contract because he said he hadn't received it back or something. So I'd expect to see John Jewett on stage at the Indy Pro, May 8th, 2021. Okay, so open in 212. Yeah, that's what we like to see. No offense. Open in 212. Yeah, there's Blessing. Look. Yeah. Wow. Blessing's looking good, isn't he? I was surprised. I thought he was going to say heavier than 240, you know. That shows he's not lying. Because most bodybuilders go, oh, yeah, I was 230 when I was winning amateurs, and now I'm 280. And you think, you know. And they're literally like 10, 12 points. So what did you say?
He said he was, what, 240?
243 depleted.
0.8.
Depleted, okay. Depleted. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people wanting to see how Blessing does. There's Dave Bowers there. Good guy. Yeah, there's the promoter. These promoters put in so much hard work, you know, for these events. It's a tough job being an IFBB promoter, especially in COVID times. So yeah, any support we can give to these these promoters to help support the athletes, we are 100% behind you. So go to davebowersproductions.com or go to IFBB Indy Pro Instagram, and you can check more out and maybe get some details on the live stream, because the live stream really helps to generate a lot of revenue for these shows, that makes these shows happen, and, you know, so they can pay the athletes a decent amount of money and, you know, just keep the sport going. So, okay, so the last one is, now this guy, Lucas Coelho, popped up on my newsfeed, 109,000 followers, The Chosen. So he's an IFBB Pro 212. I'm guessing, is he from Brazil or something? I just saw the pictures, and I'll show you the picture I saw. This one here. Look at this frontal bicep. Look at that. See what I mean?
They look like two different people.
Well, they're probably a few years apart, like, but look at that. I mean, his chest is so thick there, but he's got it all. He's got quads, he's got the calves, small waist. I mean, if every single pose looks as good as that, that's like a pro show winning physique, top 6 Olympia. I mean, that is very impressive. I mean, let's have a look at some more pictures. That one.
No, the other one.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look at the condition. Wow, 10 weeks out. He's 10 weeks out. Wow, he's like a Brazilian Kai Green. I'm so sorry if he's not Brazilian, but yeah. Oh, look at the vascularity and the condition there. I hope you don't peak too early, mate. I hope you don't. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can be ready too far out, because I mean he looks ready there. He's got a nice shape as well. Got a lovely shape. I'm ready for the next level. 10 weeks out. God, I hope he doesn't diet himself away. If he's 10 weeks out, maybe he's over 212 and he has to... I hope he doesn't... If he's over 212, say he's 225 there, I don't want him to lose muscle to come down to 212 and lose that impressiveness, because maybe he's one of these guys that if he is over 212 here, like really over 212 and looking this good a condition, then maybe he has to consider going open, because I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know much about this. I don't know anything about this guy. I just saw these pictures and that front double bicep. Holy shit. Look at that. Wow. He's cool, isn't he? Look at that. Let's have a look. What's this? Nope. Not playing music. Nope. Not the... What's a cat? Who's that? That must be his girlfriend.
She works out.
Okay, what's he doing? Oh, I like this guy. He's cool. He's buzzing. Well, there you go. So that's Lucas Coelho. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, he just popped. I don't even know how he just popped up. I think it was on Sulio's actually, or maybe one of the Instagram accounts. These promotional like Bodybuilders Without Borders, or maybe one of those. But yeah, he really jumped off the page for me. He looked absolutely sensational. So give IFBB Pro Lucas Coelho a follow. And 10. Did it say what show he was doing? 10 weeks out. I missed that. I must have missed that. Hang on, what are 10 weeks out. It doesn't say what.
No, it's keeping a secret.
Yeah, maybe Puerto Rico. I think that's around that time. So maybe he's doing the 212 at the Puerto Rico Pro. I might be wrong. I'm just guessing wildly here. So that is our shout out for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you also for your patience, because we took a week off last week. What? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. Yeah, sorry, I've got two cameras set up here. Yeah, so guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and guys, we are out.